If you're just joining, we're going to create a raid to ourselves over at Thrift Works USA, and then when we get here, Leslie will probably come in, and we'll get going. Okay, see you all in a bit. Cheers, bye. Yay, we're here. Okay, right, I'm going to put you over here because I'm going to sit down for this one. Can I turn the volume up here? Nope. That's not how to turn up the volume on an iPhone. How do you turn up the volume on an iPhone? That it there? Nope. Right, I don't know how to turn up the volume. Button on the side. Where though? Oh, it's up. Left side. Damn iPhones, man. Right, let's get the laptop over. And let's sit down and be comfortable. Is Leslie here? No, Leslie didn't come in yet.
Yo, Leslie, where you at? I need a water ice. I'm in the bed. Where you at, Leslie? Are you in the bed?
No soap dropped in here yet.
Hey, Leslie, where you at?
Oh, right. Oh, so how y'all doing, everyone? It's been an emotional roller coaster for the last week. I still have zero energy. I fought and swore at the couch for about 2 hours today. A new bit of the couch arrived, and it's broken. So I need a replacement. Where's my phone? There's there. I need a replacement piece. Can you hear me okay? Over there? One's in the chat if you can hear me. KJ, everyone's in ones in the chat. Good. Somebody was saying yesterday I'm too quiet when I sit far away. But we're just gonna be listening to Leslie today anyway. Aren't butterflies a Hannibal Lecter thing? I suppose they can be. Not in my context. Oh, George, are you still here? I got an out for delivery notice for a batch of cards today. I'm hoping that means that they're both in arrival scan Louisville, Kentucky. So I imagine you might get two uni boxes today. If not, you might get one, and then you'll get two tomorrow. I don't know how to do the tracking for those things, like to send you the tracking, but yeah. Are you doing an antique show tonight? What time? Do I need to get off early? What time are you going to do your show? 4:30 p.m. Eastern. It's only 10 a.m. Ah, it's done. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, Leslie, where you at? I need a water ice. I'm in the bed.
What's
Where
that?
you at, Leslie? Are you in the bed? I need a water ice. Hey, Leslie, where you at?
What is that? Why is the soap emoji green? Yo, Leslie, how you doing, Leslie? Let's get Leslie in here, everyone. So she can start speaking to take the pressure off me from speaking. Invite to co-host. There she is. Yay! Can I make you a moderator as well? Do I have?
So are you trying to say that I talk a lot? Are you trying to say that I talk a lot?
Yo, Darren,
Listen,
are
I
you in
can
the Arby's?
I can.
Are you cheating on Arby's with Whataburger, or are you walking around eating a banana in your tidy whities?
Listen, I can do all of those things at the same time, simultaneously.
Well, Whataburger not, because you're not in the States right now. Did we decide that there's a what? Is there a Whataburger in Detroit? Julie?
I don't know.
No. We're gonna have to go. What's another one? Because every time Darren goes to a new state, he likes another burger place better. Oh, that's nice.
That's never gonna happen. I can't how do I swap you up to the top on
You
an
hit the
iPhone?
3 buttons at the top.
Oh,
It's 3 hit the little buttons and it'll have a
I
swap.
did it.
Okay, cool.
I did it. I did it. I did it.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody swap me because my face is like right there. If Darren would move that listing from the bottom, you wouldn't. My
Every
face
oh
wouldn't be cut.
shit, sorry.
Oh man.
There you go.
Oh,
Listen, there's things in the bin that you can if are our magnets and cards in here? Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't
I'll
know. They
figure
were
it out.
in my show.
Our cards are there, but I'll do it on my phone here.
Yeah, they.
So
I
if
had them in my show. So you guys, you can grab card. Where's your magnets at? You doing giveaway? So I did give away. Yo, Darren, where you at? And then magnets. The show was short, so next time when I do mine, it'll be longer. But I did
yeah.
give away a sticker. How's everybody doing today? It's
Yeah, what's
Wednesday. In the States, it's hump day.
you? It's well, it's handy everywhere. It feels like it's been ages since we've spoken to each other, but
I
also
know.
um just like since we did a show like this, but it's
Yeah,
been
it's only been
literally 2 weeks
it's been
ago.
a fortnight. It's only been a fortnight. So here we go.
It's been a fortnight.
So a fortnight and plus 1 day. Like, is that how you say it, or?
No, we
So,
just say 15 days.
okay. I'm done. I cannot.
A fortnight's just 14 days,
I
isn't
I
it?
got that. I'm not over there, but I watch a lot of like British shows. Everything, that's my whole life, from Austin to Air to all the latest
I'm
shows.
I'm trying to get my show up on this laptop. One second. I'm ill prepared. I went to the tip today to go and throw some stuff away, and it's closed because
Mm,
it's like a major heat wave or something. So they get to go home
really?
early. So they're only open till 1 p.m. and I arrived
Wow.
at 2, just after 2, because that's when it normally opens again, and it's closed. So
So how hot is the attic today?
very hot. It must be about 110 up there right now.
Uh,
It's
That's
too hot to
crazy.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, you can bake
Um,
some desserts up there. That's crazy.
yeah. Well, it's so hot that all the water from my activated water tape machine just has evaporated. I think
Really?
Haggis. I think Haggis goes up there and drinks from it as well, but also all the water's gone. So
Wow, that's
yeah,
very hot that's
yeah,
happening. What's everybody been up to since Darren and I last spoke? He went to upstate New York. He
yep,
went to a meetup. He met Hodge. He met all the friends, and he got sick.
yep,
He helped build a shed. He helped
yep,
move furniture.
yep.
He's been through some stuff, right?
I am, I am, I am ruined. I haven't felt this bad in a long time.
Wow.
I back in the early 2020s, whenever that was, six
Yeah.
years ago, whatever, when the whole COVID thing was, I got COVID, didn't even touch the sides with me.
Wow.
I get a cold, it doesn't hurt me, anything. Whatever I got
Yeah.
here in upstate New York is has me like breathless, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So, but I think a lot of it is. I even said to Leslie before I went to upstate New York, I'm not ready for this trip.
Yeah.
Um, I hadn't rested before it. I still had lots of work on prior to going. I just wasn't ready. Straight off the airplane, I was lifting furniture
Yeah.
into the back of a truck,
Yeah.
and until the day I left, I
Yeah.
was building sheds and meeting
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah.
my whole body was just so run down.
Yeah.
It's awful. The sickness is the only reason I might be glad I went back to the hotel early. Escaped the germs. You're lucky then, because I don't even know how I don't even know how I got it. I mean,
Mm,
people obviously they make fun of me because I'm the foreigner. They're like, "Yeah, Darren brought us the germs," but honestly, I felt fine all the
mhm,
way up. Like I felt physically fine
mhm.
all the way up to the flight, the trip, everything. The whole meetup was fine, and that was a day into being there. And then what really happened? It was after I met Philly Flipper, for
Mhm.
the third time.
Ground zero, Philly Flipper. Yep.
Philly Flipper was the yeah, exactly. He is he's the disease. So and that's what happened with Philly.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You get ill,
Yeah.
and then you move on, and you just figure it all out. So
Yeah.
that's what's been happening.
Well, I'm glad you're
What's been
feeling
happening with
better.
you?
How are you feeling about your face there?
Oh, I don't like it. I've got cold sores all over the bottom lip and everything.
Yeah.
So for me,
Tell them natural state high.
so touching. Listen, it's dry. It's nearly gone. So I'm good with it. But uh, it's when I get stressed, or even if I get a little bit of sunburn. The
Yeah.
first day, the first day, we went to the Bountville Antique Fair the morning before we went to the meetup for a few hours, and I got sunburn, and I was dehydrated. I was tired. A lot of it's probably just heat exhaustion as well, and it just wiped my whole body out. I'm kind of embarrassed by it because
Wow.
normally I'm on top of all that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with everything else going on, it was just like I should have worn my Bubba Gump hat. Exact natural state high. No,
Yeah, your bubble gum fan. I love
I
it.
should have worn my Bubba Gump hat. Listen, I've still got peeling on the top of my head from that
Wow.
Vegas bus trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still flaking off. I'll have a brand new dome by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's all
I
gonna
know.
flake off.
That's why I have to wear a hat. As you all, I was tell people that all the time because I'm bald. I have to keep when I'm
Yeah,
outside. I have to keep a hat on my head. Winter
yeah,
time because the sun still comes down. But this time of year, I would totally be baked. I would be like Darren. I wouldn't be red, but my skin, and especially because I have like scarring alopecia, it's a whole thing.
yeah,
So I try
yeah.
not
That's
to mess around.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, exactly. You've
So
got it worse than I do. I shouldn't really
yeah.
complain too
Yeah.
much, but
Oh no. Everybody has their thing. It's no, that's like people complaining about their hair. And I be sitting here like, what you complaining about your hair for?
I know.
What? I'm like,
Listen,
what?
I seen something on Instagram the other day. It was like, never stop chasing your dreams. And this woman is standing in a department store, with the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who's
Mm.
now selling shampoo and conditioner. If he can sell shampoo and
With
conditioner
no hair.
with no hair, never give up on your dreams.
Let's go. Seriously. Y'all, if that's not motivation, right? Rock's
That
like,
is
look,
it.
I'm getting some coin for it. He's like, I'm getting bank. I don't care if I have no hair. But then he has a wife and daughters though. Because what he's had, three daughters or something like that. So he
that
does have
that
people
guy's a
who are
billionaire.
still.
He doesn't need
I
shampoo and
I love
conditioner.
The Rock. I love The
You know,
Rock since when he was wrestling. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Y'all, come on. He was like a little chubbier. He had the hair. Now he
that's
is
it.
like fit, and
Mm.
he's such a just a great inspiration. Did you see how he um FAL Schwartz in New York, he took his daughters, they shut it down. It was like Willy Wonka. And I was just like to just have, but he loves his family, but to have some
Yeah.
money and to be able to do things like that, right?
I
It's
mean, he owns half of Hawaii now, doesn't he? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he's well in
yeah,
it. But
yeah,
I would I've got kind of like a man crush on The
yeah.
Rock. If I was a tall guy, I'd love to
Hmm.
be the size of The Rock. I
Yes,
think
yes,
as a short guy, being that size looks stupid, but
yeah,
if you're 6'5" or whatever he is, and you could be that size,
yeah, yeah.
that would be me. I love
Yeah,
it.
and what's so interesting about that is it's really like people like The Rock, regardless that he is in show business and he does all the things that he does, it makes us realize that we actually should be more fit, right? We really should be taking better care of ourselves. I'm at that place now in my life where, I have arthritis. I just got diagnosed with they haven't decided if it's rheumatoid or osteoporosis, but like I have to lose weight. Like she's like, if you drop about 40 pounds,
Yep,
it's going to be a game changer, right? I
absolutely.
used to be
It's
fit and I look at myself and go, I'm running my business more than I'm trying to like focus on all the other things. I'm focused. I have a plan, but if I'm not healthy, it doesn't make any sense. So when I look at people like The Rock or anyone that I admire, they have not even The Rock. Let's take The Rock out of it. I noticed when we were at the summit, and you've probably noticed that being around Kenny and Casey, everybody at Whatnot is in such great shape,
yeah,
right? They're
they
in
are.
such great. I was just watching like Craig. My gosh, the guns on Craig. Like everybody's in such great shape. Bug tall and thin, and it's just a whole. And I'm like, you know what? That's very good motivation
Puts
to
you in
like.
perspective. I mean, there's a lot to be said as well about being in
Yeah, I know they have
a
great
fa-
benefits, don't they, Michelle?
yeah, they have great benefits, exactly, but also they have good health.
Yeah.
benefits, what's
Yeah.
healthcare benefits, all these things. But given those high profile, high energy jobs, although they work a lot, they also have
Yeah.
a lot of time to go to the
I know.
gym. They have a lot of
Yeah.
time to do these things, and they
Yeah.
have a lot of
Yeah.
self care time,
Yeah.
which sometimes when we work for ourselves, we don't get, and
Yeah, and we don't get exactly, and so that is the balance. And I was when I was talking because I went to the doctor on Friday and then the GYN yesterday. And as I'm getting older, I really think about like I can make time for it, and it doesn't have to be like big changes. It could be like small changes, and that's where like AI. You come if you test out AI and you type in or voice in what it is you want to do with your life. It'll give you a plan of
yeah,
things from eating to working out. It doesn't have to be anything major. And I think we all should take care of ourselves like that. It's just like really, really important. My mom just started like a weight loss journey last year and she's lost a lot of weight. She said she'll be 75 and she's just like making it work. She's actually smaller than me now and she was heavier than me. And she's like shorter. She's only 5 foot. So I think if that, and my father is always in great shape. He has like 2 black belts. He's always worked out. And he'll be 79. So it's just amazing that if they can do it, I can do it, right?
I'm
It's really
trying.
important to take care of yourself.
I'm trying to import my Yo Leslie, where you at? Matt, I've got them. Yay! Okay, sorry. This is something that's completely unrelated, but me and Leslie are community hosts, and we were in the round table that we do last month, and I mentioned in the chat that on Android, if something's sold out, you can move it back to your inventory, and it just pops back in. And apparently, you can't do that on iPhone.
Right.
So I just did it. I just did it there on Android. But I said to Kenny I was going to try and take a video of that, and when I tried
Right.
to do it, it didn't work, and now it just worked. So
Wow.
I wish but this will be on YouTube now, so I'll be able to
Yeah.
clip it from YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something they
I
need to fix.
Well, it actually work out better now, especially with the new templates. That's
Yeah,
something that they need to fix that duplicate because
yeah,
I mean you can of course, go into inventory and do the whole thing, but the duplicate would be so much better with that if they
yeah.
give it to in iOS. That would be great. I'm looking
Leslie,
forward to the
do you have all your stickers?
I do have all my stickers. What's
Okay,
the
I,
yo
I just
Darren?
wanted. I wanted to
You
make
hear me?
sure. Yeah. So you've got your ones. I've got my ones.
So these right here, and then I have these.
Because I'm just catching up because basically everything that goes to George all came in this morning for me.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
so
So
I've
so
I've got
sticker and
I've got the stickers
magnets.
and the
Sticker
magnets.
and magnets. Yeah.
So if you want Yo Leslie where you at sticker, you'll get that from me.
Yeah.
And if you want a Yo Leslie where you at magnet, you'll get that from me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then vice versa for Leslie, you'll get the Yo Darren where you at stickers as well.
Nice. Yeah, I was just telling them that. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have. I just to have for myself. I don't have the yo Leslie, where you at? I don't have this with your face on it. Bring
Well, you
that
need to
bring
buy it, Leslie. You need to buy it out of my shop.
I will do that, Darren.
What's
Darren,
that?
I'm bringing you some soap to Michigan. What do you want?
A nice charcoal soap. Tell you, I spent one of my days with Ho to the Mo um at the lake. If you were on my
Hmm.
Instagram, you might have seen it.
Hmm.
She had a lake place rented. Everyone
Hmm.
left a day early, and she stayed a day later. So I was just passed from pillar to post. I was in with Board to Thrift and Heirloom Chattanooga. Fantastic girls. I love them to bits. And then I was in with Ho to the Mo for one night. And then I was in a hotel for my final night. So the the night that we were in Ho to the Mo, I went for a shower and there was Leslie's soap.
Yeah.
Leslie's soap was in there.
Yeah.
I was like, Ho to the Mo, she
Yeah,
nothing goes
because
past that
because
woman.
Danielle's a vegan, so that my soap appeals to her. So I really
Yeah,
love
so
that. Yeah,
she had the charcoal soap. That's
yeah,
my favorites
yeah,
as well. The charcoal
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Because if I had gone to New York, I would have taken her some vegan desserts. I just,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to seeing you next week because that'll be the last time that I see you for a while, unless we come up with some event.
Yeah.
Unless I
So
make my way up to upstate New York in August. I don't know. I'm not. I'm
well,
not.
So if George is still here, she'll be able to tell you my rough itinerary for August. But I'm going to be. I don't even think George knows this. I don't know if George is still here, but the plan is me probably flying into Chattanooga, Tennessee, because
Nice.
we're gonna do the 127 yard sale.
Right.
It's going to be much cheaper for me to fly into Tennessee and then out of Syracuse again
Nice.
than it is for me to fly into Cincinnati and drive
Yeah.
and
That
go
makes
down
perfect
and back again.
sense.
So
That's how you do it.
so that's what I'm going to do. So I don't know if that's anywhere near you, in relation to where you're going to be, but I know that we're going to have. I'll send.
She
Yeah,
said she'll
Leslie.
send it
Yeah.
to me. Yeah.
So
Well, you have my yeah, you can send it to me. I was like, you have my phone number, but yeah, that makes sense, George.
um so that's my rough plan of what I'm going to do. But I know that we're going to be meeting up with Eclectic Amanda as
Yeah.
well. She's going to come across to the 127, and we're going to meet up somewhere along the way. And I mean, if you had it in you just for a couple of days or something,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Because
Yeah.
then that's another group of people to
Yeah.
meet. You know, I
Yeah,
don't.
I
Have you
know.
ever met
I know.
Eclectic Amanda?
I
So
haven't. I haven't met a lot of people. That's why I was looking forward to upstate New York. It gave me, well, that's what these meetups do. That gives you the opportunity to meet
yeah,
like different people. Like,
yeah,
to be truthful, the majority of the people who are coming to Michigan, even though I haven't met them, I know them.
yeah,
Whereas the group in upstate New York, often because they're all a lot of those people are vintage. They sell different items that I don't actually, which is like my favorite category. I love that whole like theme of older items. And like, I love what you do. So that would have gave me an opportunity. It was a few faces that I saw in the photo that, yeah, I know them, but it was a lot of people that I didn't know because I wanted to meet Tim and Gina, JT Entertains, and
yeah.
and different
They
people
they,
like that. I
they
met
were great.
Jackie. I wanted to meet Quincy, but there's opportunity. Like, Jackie's coming to Michigan. I don't know if Quincy's coming or not, but so many
Um,
people.
I because I met them both in New York.
Hmm.
Quincy was there with his girlfriend. I think he was
Yeah.
one of the only that came along as an extra plus one.
Right. Right.
She was lovely.
Yeah.
She really came out of her shell. Great personality. But it did come up, and I don't know if he is going to be there.
Okay.
But he's a great guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was really cool to meet. Very
Yeah.
cool, calm,
Yeah.
collected.
Very
You know,
laid back. He reminds me of
very
my
laid back.
son. He reminds me
Yeah.
of my son. It's like laid back guy, and I
He
love it.
did.
I love it.
Jackie introduced me, and she's like, "This is the guy that makes the cards," and he's like, I still don't get it." And I was like, "Listen, I don't get it
Right.
either, but here we are,
Right.
you know."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they've got their squirrel now, so that she's happy. I think she's coming back for another one at some point.
I think that's great. Yeah, I know, because maybe it would be cute to have like her or both of them on the card. Her squirrel's cute, but I would love to see her face. So it
I
says,
think
wait
so.
till she gets the squirrel card. I think she
Yeah,
already got. She probably has it in
yeah.
her hand. Yeah.
They all arrived with me today, so they're definitely all in
Yeah. Yeah,
people's
all the
hands.
cards he got today were cards that were already went to George. He just got the extras for his supply. That's it.
Yeah. So
Um,
some of those were from
And
back
yeah,
in.
that's a good one, Natural State High. Yeah, like the tip for a hug. Every time they get a tip, Quincy has to
Yeah,
hug her. I love it.
that would be a good card. Yeah.
His face is like they were in New York and they had gone live at Times Square and somebody tipped them and she says, "Oh, you got to come in here for a hug." And he was like even at Times Square, I like like she's like, "No, you got to do it." I love it.
Right.
So
Leslie,
sweet.
you're gonna have no problem talking for a minute whilst I put in some giveaways. I've got the stickers and magnets here, so I'm gonna
So
put these
basically, so do you know what Darren is saying, y'all? The Darren says I talk a lot. Is that's what he's saying there, and I'm okay for it. I'm okay. It's no
in.
problem. I love to talk. He knows, like he cannot like our whole thing. Zodi knows the same thing too, because it's like, why am I typing all this stuff? Like if I'm messaging, I'm like, why am I typing this? Let me just go to voice messaging because it doesn't make sense. It's like I'm sitting here, even if I like talk into and it translates. I don't want to do that. I just want to like talk. But then sometimes I forget what I'm saying or whatever, or I'm just like drowning on. And because Darren is later time, he's probably laying in the bed like, why did I even click on?
I know.
Why didn't I click on the message? Because I can't respond back. I'm tired. I probably don't even understand half of the things that she's saying because she's got like this, amazing Philly accent. So I can barely like keep up from my bed. Aaron Religious says, It's like me co-hosting with Normal Design. She talks for both of us.
I can believe that.
Yeah, we've met Mickey, so she's got a whole bunch of energy. I can't even match Mickey's energy because she is just like hype all the time. So
Here's a question about: are you selling the magnets and then giving away the stickers, or are you giving away
so I'm
magnets
giving
and
away the stickers and selling the magnets. We hadn't discussed. I was doing them at 5, so I didn't know
okay?
what
And
yeah, but I'm
can,
giving away the stickers. It just makes more sense. Yeah.
and can magnets go PWE?
Yep. This is flat enough to go PWE. Yep.
I'll stick them in there as PWE
So
then.
amazing. Yep. So that's right. The hustle is real, people. Welcome in, everybody. Lori, welcome in. Who is going to Michigan? Who are we going to see next week? I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people. I'm coming in on Thursday. D Jones, Dawn, I already know. D Jones, so she's Dawn. We're going to meet Dawn. Lori, hello. Lori's coming. I love discount. I love discounts is just like Retro Lucky Ducks is collecting all of the cars. I love discounts is going to all of the meetups, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like they have
Listen,
a freaking
they're on a mission.
it's it's crazy. They are going to the meetup in North Carolina, and they have, like, from what I understand, Lysandra put out some good money. They're staying at the Speedway, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm 8 minutes away. I'm staying at our regular hotel, getting a buffet. Like,
Listen,
it's just me. I don't know who's
we're
like,
not.
I don't know everybody. This is the one I'm going in blind to North Carolina. I'm finding out more people are going, but I don't have like the connection. Whereas like Darren and I would be like, "Where are you staying?"
Yeah.
Like, and people are like, "Where are you staying?" I'm like, unless you have my number, I'm not telling you where I'm staying. You'll see me when we get there. Even with the Michigan meetup, I'm not telling you where I'm staying. You'll see me.
You'll see
We
me
go to
around
Dave
White
and
Mountain
Buster.
there.
Yeah, like why you gotta know where I'm staying, man? Like no, but it says it's called Balance. Off grid cabin in New York, penthouse. Yes, yeah. See, penthouse suite on the track in North Carolina. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm a middle ground. It's just going to be me. So I'm taking the train in. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm taking the 3 hours back and forth. I mean, it's less than $70. I was like, huh, y'all, nice Amtrak. I'm chilling. My husband wanted to come, but the interesting thing is the day that I'm leaving and the day that I'm coming back are both his dialysis days. And he's like, yeah, that's too much. Because he was excited. He was like, what? North Carolina? I'm like, yeah, the event is on a Tuesday, and that's because it's a special race or something. That's why. So I'm looking forward to that and to get to see like, and that's going to be a whole nother group of people. And I want to say, like, I'd asked somebody if they were going, and they were like, no, whatever. And I'm like, this is what I think about Whatnot or any business that you're in. It should not be about whatever your personal relationship or how you feel. You should be going with intention to network and meet new people. Kenny and Casey are going to be there. We've got the Whatnot community team that's going to be there. And you're not going to go to an event because you dislike whoever's hosting. I could care less, right? And I go, and Darren knows this. We went to Miami and it was a lot of like, you know, big men on top or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't, and it
There was
wasn't
a
the
lot.
people who
There
were
was a lot of
hosting.
bravado. There
It
was a
wasn't
lot of
Engalon, right? It wasn't
posturing.
Engalon. It
Yeah.
wasn't Jackie. It was just a lot of that, and that doesn't bother me if you know why you're there. Now, if you're that type of person who's going just to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going because I want to meet so and so, it's not going to work out for you. But if you're going with intention, networking, building your business, finding some growth potential, it's going to be successful for you. It's a free event. I mean, you just have to get yourself there, first of all, like at the Speedway. That's on my bucket list to see a race to get to the Speedway, right?
I would
We
love
lived
to
in,
go for that.
my gosh, like
I
when I
know.
saw that, that right there is just locked it in. My whole trip is paid already. Like it's
Yeah.
just me. It's my train. Like I wasn't going to fly in. It's an hour flight, but do I want to go to the drive an hour to the airport, wait 3 hours at the airport just to get somewhere for an hour? I'll be on the train for 3 hours. I can chill by myself. This is my luxury time, right?
Yeah.
Get to the hotel. It's an 8 minute drive, Uber or whatever. I might link up. I have a couple friends that I sent the link to that actually live in Charlotte, and they are sellers on the app. If they come, they come. And that'll be wonderful. But I don't think that you should lose an opportunity because you feel like you don't like somebody or whatever the situation. Like many people were shocked that I'm going. I have no connection to the person who's going. So I'm not in either way about that. I'm going to a meetup that is hosted by Whatnot, right? And so I think that you should really think about that. We're our own bosses, but we still technically work for a company, and y'all are my coworkers. I don't work for a company. I don't work for them. The Naked Maple. No, swipe that.
Get
We're
it out
we're
there
we're
below.
associates. We're associates. We do not work for them at all. So that's where the mindset is. Ultra authentic. Welcome in, Jesse. That's where the mindset is. This is, if you have a job, that's your job, and those are your co. We're associates. We're associates. Yeah, exactly, associates. No, don't worry about it. Diana. Oh, we've been kicking it. Diana been not been kicking it for years. The Naked Maple, she trouble, y'all. Stay away from her. It says Leslie hasn't mentioned the host name once. That's a whatnot meetup. It's a whatnot meetup. So
That's
that's
it, exactly.
exactly
That's a good point. And there's a differentiation that can be made as well. The upstate New York whatnot meetup was that was Christine's meetup. People were
mhm,
there to see her,
right.
but that's only synonymous with the personality of the person who initially contacted whatnot.
Right.
Now, there's no shade on anyone. If you want to do a meetup and people don't refer to your meetup as your meetup, they refer to it as a whatnot meetup.
Yeah.
That says more about the people who are going to the meetup than it might do
Exactly.
about the person hosting it. So
Exactly.
never read too much into that.
Yeah.
Christine is a huge personality.
Yeah.
Only they did like a straw poll in the room, and only about 20 or 30% of those people were there for the hodgepodge place, right?
Yeah.
So that was less than I thought, but
Yeah.
also that opens the door to 80% of people being there,
Yeah.
because they wanted to be at a whatnot meetup, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
um, there has to be
Yeah.
that element of like, yes, somebody taking the initiative to put on a meetup's fantastic,
Yeah.
but that absolutely goes out the window once the doors open
Yeah.
for registration.
Yeah. And that's the cool piece of it. And I've talked to Darren about this, and I think I talked to Zodi about this. It's like,
There's a sticker giveaway, by the way. I managed to do it. So
everybody get into the sticker. I'm getting in it because Darren's forcing me to buy one.
right, nobody
So
enters, so Leslie can get one.
no, don't, we're not going to do it that way. I've yet to get a golden goblin. I've been getting in all the giveaways, so I can't wait to win one. No, I don't want, I want it to be organic.
Yeah,
But we've talked about this, and I don't know how anybody feels about this going forward. So I'm just going to come from experience and what I've been doing since last year. You can go wherever you want, and you can associate however you want. If you're thinking about going to a meetup and you're really serious about whatnot, Darren said this, I think, last week. Really invest in going to a whatnot sponsored meetup first, right?
absolutely.
Now, n- I don't want my friends to be upset with me. That's honestly the truth, right? I don't consider fundamentals what fundamentals and JJ Sharper are doing. It's a meetup for me to really meet my friends. That's where I'm going. I'm not going for the purpose, honestly, of the meetup itself. Like I'm not a fan of Dave and Buster at all. I've raised 5 kids, and if I see Dave and Buster between Chuck E. Cheese and Dave and Buster, if I see Dave and Buster and Chuck E. Cheese again, I could live without that. So so the meeting spot isn't even exciting to me. I'm going for the people, right? But next year I'm going to be very selective because I want that straight up networking, and I want the education. If it's true education, we Darren has a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I just sent a message a couple days ago to Kiyomi and a couple people about some suggestions and things that I have. Is if the meet I think be purposeful about your meetups, right? Especially if you're spending money. This is why people are hesitant about spending money, because they're like, wow, so I'm going to spend money to go. And that's why when Derek and I were putting on our meetup and people were sending me messages on the back end. So, like, so what are we doing? Like, is there an event? Is there whatever? And we're just like, no, we're just going to go. That's our vacation. That's our 1 year vacation. And I'm so here for that. But going forward, I have to be very selective with my money, with my time, and also with my education. The summit for me really lit a fire because it allowed me, even though I did like a small workshop, I was able to network. I'm a big talker. I'm big on introducing myself. I just mean that I'm putting myself out there. Like I don't have a problem. I'm not the one that stands across the room. If I'm in a room and I feel like dealing with people, Darren's seen that. Like I just kind of chill. But if I'm being intentional, if I see like when I saw Grant, I'm not standing around standing next to Grant going, there's the
Oh,
CEO. I waited for Sarah to finish talking. I didn't want to just jump in. And as soon as Sarah finished talking, I stood there and I introduced myself to him. He didn't know who I was, right? I showed him the card, but I was like, 1 minute. And D came over. I was like, D, talk to Grant. That she had already intended to do that. And that's when I went crazy looking for Darren. But I am not going to like stand there and not like introduce myself. I introduced myself to Bug and
yeah.
Belicious. I introduced myself to Bug. I introduced myself to Craig. Like, that's what you're supposed to do when you go to these meetups. Some people were going just to say, "Oh, I'm here. I want to meet. I'm so excited," or whatever. They're excited to meet the premier seller. That's whatever. I have no problem with that. I'm not. That was not intentional. I want to meet the execs, right,
Yeah.
and have time with them and talk to them about some things. Meeting Andy and Tom in person was like literally the best experience, and I got so much. And then they know me, they give you the information, you can contact them, they get back to you, there's been back and forth. um, this is what you do. I don't know if you know this, people. Darren already knows it because he's already on it. You meet somebody, you follow up and you thank them. Sam hosted our dinner. I reached out and thanked Sam. I've reached out to Casey, Kenny, Kiyomi, thanked them for the event as a whole. Everybody that I met, I thank them. This is how you build your network. People will remember you if you do that. So the education piece, people don't want to stand in front of a room. Go for a few minutes if you have to. Go sit in the back of the room, and then the networking progresses, and then there's dinner, there's food. That's your opportunity to do that, right?
Yeah.
So,
100%. I mean, I I've had the privilege now of meeting Kenny and Casey more than once, and the second time was at the New York meetup,
yeah,
and I took that opportunity again
yeah,
to reinforce my loyalty to the
yeah,
platform. If I go for very different reasons. I'm a bit like Leslie, where I go to meet some friends, but then I'm fundamentally there to better my business and my business relationships
yeah,
with the platform that we
yeah,
don't work for, but that we work
yeah,
alongside, where we
yeah,
rent space with, you know?
yes,
So, and that's how I view it. And I think Leslie's the same. We both view our relationship with Whatnot very transactionally, but it's we're there renting space on a digital storefront which allows us to sell our
yeah,
products. So I speak with the people from Whatnot. Actually, the best thing about the Whatnot people, and I had this talk with Kenny in New York as well, is he was talking about trust and safety and a few other things, and I was asking the questions like, how much are you actually investing in trust and safety? You know, and he's like, that's the biggest spend right now.
yeah,
Grant, the CEO, is working directly with trust and safety at the moment.
love it,
He is the trust and safety at the moment. He is taking charge of the whole
love it.
thing, which is great, you know. And I'm like, and Kenny's trying to explain things, and I'm like, Kenny, I get it. I was
Mhm.
at, this is a humble brag, but I was at the 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 lead,
Wedding.
the global lead of trust and safety for Twitter. She invited me to her wedding out of the blue one day, and I was like, "Why the hell is this?" But that's because I made that business relationship with her 10 years prior to
Yeah,
that event. That
yeah,
sticks in people's heads.
yeah,
When you
exactly.
meet these people, make sure that they know who you are,
Yeah,
and they'll never forget.
yeah,
What business did I have being at this
yeah,
woman's wedding in Madrid, Spain, surrounded by the chief of police for Ireland, for the whole of the Twitter infrastructure
yeah,
team, and there's me, and I'm like, cool. What do you do?
yeah.
I sell things on the internet. I
You
sold a
sell things on
T-shirt
the
to,
internet.
you know,
I love it.
I sold a T-shirt to Patricia, who was the trust and safety lead,
Yeah,
a T-shirt
yeah,
15 years ago, and
yeah,
they're like, "That's wild," and I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah," and now here I am, you
yeah,
know, and I made amazing connections
yeah,
at that event. So I was telling this to Kenny, and he's like, right. I say I come to these events for a very different reason. I come to these events to speak to you and pick your brains. You know,
Yeah,
I come to these events to meet people like Grant.
yeah,
Where else, other than
yeah,
the Seller Summit, are you going to get
yeah.
to meet the CEO
Exactly.
of the company
Exactly.
that helps you make money?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why on earth would you not take advantage of that? I mean,
Yeah.
literally the day after um, he asked me to email him. The day
Yeah.
after the event, I emailed him,
Yeah.
and we communicate now mostly on LinkedIn. But um, that's what we do now. I mean,
Yeah.
we communicate that way.
Yeah.
That's a direct link to the guy who owns the
Yeah.
company.
Exactly.
So if I can use that to my advantage, and not in a weird way, but
Hmm.
if I can use that to my advantage where I can offer my services,
Hmm.
which might then better my business,
Yeah.
those are the sorts of people that can make that happen for you.
Yeah.
Um,
The interesting thing is, dag it, a slow roll.
you
Mojo's
are.
wife, Joni. Joni, were you in here? You sneaking in here? What is up, Joni?
Joni's in here as well. That's another direct link
Joni
to
is
the
OG
CEO.
too. I was
Yeah,
so excited to meet Joni because I missed her in Philly when she held her event. But but one thing is that people don't realize unless you tell them what they need, they don't know it. They don't know that they need that, right? Um, I I love
listen,
that Darren and I.
you're
Go
not
ahead.
here to educate people about what
Yeah,
they need, though, Leslie. They
yeah.
need to figure that out for themselves.
And that's exactly I was going to say, like, some similar to that. We're kind of like that's why we're doing this, right? I
Yeah,
really like the relationship that Darren and I have, because a lot of the things is just natural. I learn from him. Hopefully, he learns a little bit from me. It's pushing me a little bit, like I just kind of
absolutely.
watching him behind the scenes. But one thing that people don't realize, though, is Darren made a really important point that he's been doing what he's been doing for a long time. And that's the same thing with me. What I'm doing here, I did on Poshmark, right? I did that on Poshmark. I met and was interacting and going to all the events and speaking, and I had held parties. I have awards. I have all kinds of things where I met Manish, the CEO. I have a video where he came to my birthday Zoom chat when a few years ago. And you just naturally show it. You're just doing your thing naturally, and then people will find you. It's
Mhm.
not like that big of a deal that people make it seem. There are so many people who want to push in. Run your business, right? Stop losing focus. And I say this to my people. There's only so much that I'll say and participate because I'm just a soap person, right? I just sell soap. But that is okay if that's how you see me. I'll just be over here with my little soap business doing what I need to do, but in the background, my plan. I always have plans. I always have things, and I'm never going to stay still. Soap right now for the summer. If every show is a soap show, but when the fall comes, I have a lot of ideas and things that I'm working on. Right, like like my T-shirt. I'm Whatnot's #1 soap dealer. You know,
Yep.
Whatnot may have not dubbed me that, but I claim that, and then somebody will remember that. First of all, but I you don't lose focus. Just run your business, run it with integrity. This is something I say all the time. We get caught up in what other people are doing. Do you like community hosts? That really is just a name for a group of people that are recognized through Whatnot to provide some really quality information and help the community. That's basically all that is. The
Yeah.
fight for that to get in there, you like, what are you actually thinking that you want to be a part of?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, this brings me back to talking to Kenny and Casey. Now, Kenny is the community manager, so he
Yep.
he makes sure that things run smoothly. He does everything else. Casey is really the one who is in charge of the meetups and everything else, and coordinating all that. And then you've got Kiyomi who oversees everything else. So
Yep.
I don't have too much of a relationship with Kiyomi.
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to meet her other than in Austin. She was so busy that I didn't want to take
Yeah.
up any
Oh,
of her
okay.
time.
She's a me. Yeah.
And she's been pregnant woman for
I
16,
yeah.
16 years or like 28 months or however. I don't know. Ask Natural State Eye. She knows how long it is. So she's been pregnant for a long time, and I always drop into her shows. Like every single time that she goes
Mhm,
live, I drop in,
mhm,
and she knows who I am. I mean, there's
mhm,
no doubt about
mhm.
that, and that is for not want of trying.
Yeah.
And it takes nothing just to you got to remember these Whatnot employees are people too, and they are
Yes.
obliged. They have to go on Whatnot and be sellers
Yep.
as much
Yep.
as we do, right? As part
Yep.
of their contract.
Yep.
So when you see them live, you'll find sometimes they only have like maybe 5 or 10 people in their
Yep.
room because
Yep.
nobody knows who they
Nobody
are.
knows
And
who
yeah,
she only has a
right?
thousand followers. I just went in. Kiyomi is charmed, if anybody didn't know that.
Yeah. So
And it's been a while. She took a lot because I used to get snacks from her. She used to sell Asian snacks and different things.
yeah.
And again, like you said, she took some time off to have her son. So she's yeah.
I make sure I go into her shows and if she's running something, I bought some vinyl off of her. She was clearing out some vinyl. I got a nice
Nice.
TLC,
Wow.
a TLC red white vinyl from her, and
Wow.
I got she they don't do it for the money. They do it
Right.
because they have to do it, right? So
Exactly.
she might have sold it for $10 to me. So
Right.
I'll buy it for $10, and it just one I like TLC, but two, it just reinforces that support, and it's like, yeah, I'll show up for you
Yeah.
because you're here to do your job, and I appreciate what you're doing. And it's the same for
Yeah.
Casey. I mean, she was on selling
Yeah.
jeans and shoes the other day. I says, listen, they're not
Yeah.
my size, but
Yeah.
I'll hang out for
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah. Because
And
she's
it's nice
clearing
to do
out.
it.
Yeah. It's for her move. She's doing getting, yeah,
Oh, I
she's
think
moving
she's in
stuff
a new
out.
place now.
Yeah, she's in a new place.
She said she has her cards ready to give away, folks. So
Nice. I love it. I love it.
be on the
Kimmy
lookout.
D, what's up?
But yeah, sorry, I keep going off on tangents, but it brings me back to what I was
No,
talking
no. Yeah.
Casey about. Casey about. I was like, Casey, I love coming to these meetups, and I, I go to them for very different reasons. I go to them to hang out with everyone, and I go there to make connections and to
Yeah.
actually better my business. I
Right.
don't just turn up for a free sticker
Right.
and a free meal and then
Right.
I go home. I want to be there with people who want to be there, and I'm one of these people
Yeah.
that wants to be there. I mean, you don't fly around the world.
I was going to say, I would hope
You
not.
know, or a lot of people wouldn't. I mean, you've got people like I Love Discounts who
Yeah.
literally are. They want to
Yeah.
be connected. They want to be that, and
Yeah.
that is great. And those are the people that I want to connect with.
Yeah.
So I actually want to meet everyone, as many people as I can. But
Hmm.
those people are the most important to me, who are actually
Yeah.
making the effort to go and do it. And I said this to Casey. I says, honestly, I really am considering doing a meetup next year, and I want to do it. I want to do it with Christine Hodgepodge Place.
Hmm.
We spoke about it very briefly. Believe it or not, we didn't just hang out all day every day. We had
Yeah.
loads of shit to do
Yeah.
ourselves. I mean, I was live. She even made a point of saying, "You go live an awful lot," and I'm like, "Well, it's kind of my job, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And she felt as though she missed out, one because she felt she had to entertain all the time,
Hmm.
and she took the time off to be the host and
Hmm.
coordinate things, including
Hmm.
me and where I was
Hmm.
staying and stuff. So there was that, and I said to Casey, I'd love to do it. I'd love to be able to take or give the opportunity to Christine to not be in her
Hmm. Hmm.
hometown, because
Right.
that makes it very awkward.
Right. Oh,
um,
sure.
you know,
Sure.
people finding out where she lived and just turning up and doing things
Yeah.
like that, it gets a bit awkward.
Yeah.
So Casey actually mentioned that it's on their roadmap to give people like us, the community hosts, more airtime on Whatnot Sellers. And the events themselves give people like us who want to be involved time to actually chat and
Yeah.
explain who we are to the
Yeah.
community team, because
Yeah.
unless they come and hang out in your shows, which they don't do all the
Right.
time,
Exactly. Exactly.
they don't get to know who
Yeah.
you are.
I
and
know. I know.
and when you actually get to talk to these people, they're so interested in what you've done in your life, where you feel like you're going,
I know.
all these other
Yeah.
things. When you get an opportunity to speak to these people, have the answers for
Yeah.
them. Because if it's
Exactly.
just like, oh, I'm here for some nice pasta and some chicken, I'm here to
Yeah.
support Christine, that's a good answer, but it
Yeah.
doesn't leave
No.
you never stick in
Exactly.
their head.
I know. It's amazing.
So it got round to, and I don't know, this is probably okay to say, but it got round to basically talking about the next Seller Summit, and they don't have a date for it, so don't ask. But they are looking at doing more panels that focus on subjects. They're going to ask basically what they think the panel should be,
Mhm.
and they'll take that on as not criticism, but suggestions, right?
Right.
So one of my suggestions was that I love the way that they split the room up into categories of people and then allow those people to speak to each other. But it's the same formula at each time, and it doesn't catch all for
I
everyone,
I
right?
agree with you. Yeah.
So what they do is they put people into um
It
yeah,
was it
retro.
was
I'll
new.
speak about that as well. That was a eureka moment for Kenny. The the So the event goes like three groups:
Mhm.
new sellers, effectively experienced sellers, and then ready to scale. That's
Yeah.
how they brand it
That's
for
how they did it
themselves.
at the summit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly it. So
Yep.
that's the formula they're using for all the whatnot meetups as well. And I think that's fine, and people will fit into those categories. But what I said to Casey is I would, if I was to run a meetup, I want to focus on the ready to scale people, and I want to put them into three categories because everybody should be looking to scale. It's okay to turn up to work and sell a few things, but you should be wanting to turn up to work and sell a few hundred things. You should be looking to turn up to work and sell a few thousand things, and then you should be looking to turn up to work looking for a warehouse to hold your thousands of things. So that was how I pitched it to her. I says I want to be, if I put my name to something, I want it to be something where
Mhm.
people will take back, wow, I learned a lot from that
Right.
event,
Right.
because I want people like Leslie who can talk the hind legs off of a donkey. I want people
Um,
like me. I want people who are really
yeah.
focused on
Yeah.
scaling business to be there,
And
and everybody who wants to come along and learn
yeah.
from those people to also be there and learning at the same time. Because
And I want to say this: Darren hasn't taken a breath. He talks
no,
about me,
I
but
had to
but
get my money's worth.
I know, but scaling, and that's one thing that's really important too. I want them to also recognize that scaling looks different because I'm an experienced seller of 4 years, but I don't belong in that. I do want to scale. Oftentimes they look at people based on the numbers of followers or where they are. Like really my 23,000 plus sales probably isn't considered scaling, but my business model is ready to scale. And
Yep,
so that's where they have to be more open to conversation. That is
absolutely.
one thing, like I was telling Kiyomi, which Whatnot is amazing, right? We're on YouTube and I hope they understand what we're saying here. I, Whatnot is amazing, but what happens is the reason why some people feel lost, I can speak from the whole perspective. Some people feel lost is because they don't see, I wouldn't say bring a new seller on who's been just a few months, but maybe someone who's been on for a year that has showing some continual growth, not
Yep.
necessarily this premier seller who is that's what they see and that's where the money is. So every time we log on to Whatnot Sellers, that's all we're seeing. Now, I will say that in 2024, I was on Whatnot Sellers and I was way down and I it was probably what 5,000 sales, if that, probably not even that at the time. So I'm pretty thankful for that. I had just that was the beginning of the community team. I was it's 2.5 years now. And so I was one of the first sellers on the in the community hosts to do that. But I would love to see even beyond us to let them know that they see everyone, right? Because
Yep.
sometimes you don't see that, right? From who they bring on, from me perspectively, I can tell behind the scenes, that we've talked to them individually, but it would be great for you to take a few different people every now and then and switch it up. Because you get on there, okay, it's great. Like, yeah, it's great. We're looking at that person and how they grow. They're there now with their wings and they're on and they have,
Yep.
100,000 sales. But I would love to see like normal, everyday people. And I think you're going to grab more people that way
I
as well.
agree with you. I agree with you 100%, Leslie. And I also like to think I'm the exception to that rule,
Yeah. Yeah.
where I actually said it on in a delirious flu state the other day, but I was like the whole thing about aspiring to be premier and get that 100K sales, that 100K following, all of that. You can scale a business without all that. I mean,
Yeah.
you can build a business without wings. You can build a business from home in
Yeah.
your bedroom, literally,
Mhm.
and you can do that easily, and you need to be told you can do that easily.
Yeah.
It's not. it's difficult to accept it from somebody with statistics that looks
Yeah.
unattainable. I have, I think I reached 8,000 followers on this account just
Hmm.
last week. 8,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that me? Or you?
Sorry. Okay, that was weird. And I went in. I wanted to
Are you
like
still
type.
there?
Can you see me?
I
Can you
can
hear me?
hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, knock me out. Knock me
I
out.
think it's me. Oh, okay. No, let's boot Leslie out and then bring her back in. I don't say something in the chat, Leslie. Um, she had to go and do that. Remove from co-hosting. Get out, Leslie. Right, get back in here. Invite to co-host. There we go. We'll fix it. Hopefully that should.
Am I back?
She's back.
You
Let me
know
put
what?
you on top.
Something's new because I went in because I was going to say hi to D in the chat or whatever. But also they just updated the app where there's like a leave thing at the bottom now. You don't have to
Oh,
hit the
really?
carrot. It's a whole thing. So it totally threw me off. Yeah. So it says
Swap,
maybe
multicast,
with the new,
raid.
yeah, it must be something with, it could be with the new listing templates or something,
Yeah,
but it
it could be
totally,
that. Yeah.
so it never happened. Like I could be in your show, but as soon as I went in, it's just weird. So we're here. It's
No
it's a
envy.
lot of
Hopefully.
learning and it's a lot of things. So talk about you were going to talk about the binder and how Retro Lucky
Oh,
Ducks came
I'll
out
talk
two
about the binder in a
binders.
second, but I wanted to. This was part of what I was saying to Casey and what I said online the other day was about the whole being the exception to that rule as well,
Hmm.
where I am numbers focused 100%. George will tell you that.
Hmm.
But the numbers you focus on should be dollars.
Yeah.
The numbers you're focusing on, it's nice to achieve
Yeah.
10K sales, 20K
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
Congratulations. 30K sales,
Yeah.
100K sales. Brilliant. But if you're making 100 or 10, let's go easy on ourselves. If you're making 5K sales or 10K sales selling dollar items, you're not making money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, you're just not making money.
Yeah.
You need to change your business model so
Hmm.
that translates into 50K dollars sales in
Yeah.
terms of
Yeah.
longevity of your business.
Yeah.
So I sort of just said candidly, as I like to speak, obviously, I've taken my ThriftWorks account, my ThriftWorks USA account, both to Premier Shop, um, without reaching massive following numbers, without reaching massive sales numbers in terms of items sold.
Mhm.
If I could maintain everything myself, and if I had every hour in the day to work and not
Yeah.
be exhausted, I'd be able to do the same with thrift shop
Yeah.
cards.
Right.
It's not people get into their brain that it's impossible to get there without these massive numbers of followings
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not. It is
Yeah.
absolutely not. And I
Yeah.
prove it by having
Yeah.
2,000 followers on thrift shop cards
Yeah.
and nearly 2,000 sales.
Yeah.
It's with hard work and a
Yeah.
plan, you can do
Yeah.
these things. And that's what I want the ethos to be at one of those events. Have the beginners who are actually at like my level because I don't consider myself a heavy hitter when it comes
Mhm.
to somebody having 100K sales
Mhm.
or 100K followers.
Mhm.
So I'm small fry. I can't even get onto raid trains because I don't have 20K followers.
Look at
That can be
God. Get out of here, God.
that can be so dejecting for
Yeah.
some people because they
Right.
feel as though I'll never make it to that.
Right.
You don't need that raid train. All you need to do is show up every day and sell your
Yeah.
stuff for
And
what you
isn't it
need from your stuff.
it's such an interesting thing that people think that the raid train is it. Like there are people who, like Julie will say, JJ Shepard will say, raid trains kind of help build, but it also just depends on what your goal is. You don't have to, like, if you're focusing on raid train, then you're really, to me, not a business. So that's just like something, you just want to be a part of something, and
You
being
you
a
can't
part
you
of your
can't make a business
business.
out of just
Right.
turning up and giving away
Exactly. Being
merchandise.
right, being part, and like I love Ray Trains, but if you look, like, even the Ray Train app, now that it's there, it can be addictive again. In the beginning, CG will tell you. For me, Ray Trains is because I was doing handmade and I needed to get cross category and kind of get in front of people. And now I'm at the point that I really don't even have to look for raid trains, right? And I love the app people will like invite you and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
you can, this is still a way that you can get caught up. And I want to advise people, if I can, to don't get caught up in that. Don't do this
100%.
FOMO. Pick, do 2 or 3 a month, right? Just a new group of, this is with the 2,000, it's over 3,000 writers and over 200 conductors. Now you do have a new opportunity to introduce yourself, but don't let it take over between the challenges and the raid trains. Don't let it take over. And I also wanted to kind of go back a little bit. I agree with Darren 100% in terms of like, make sure your money goal is good, right? Make sure your money goal is good. I'm constantly reevaluating. I'm also not, and not saying that it would never happen, but I don't want to hire people. My daughter's helping me is enough. And I realize with like some of my small health challenges, I'm not sick or anything like that. I'm aging, so I have some things that I'm going through. But there's no way that I could put Premiere as a goal for me, because it would just, like Darren said, if he didn't have a team to help him, it would be crazy. And so require having a team, like even my daughter helping me, she's a full-time student, and she is the person who puts the labels and everything on. I have to still sit down and figure out her income for her helping me. If it's a small raid train or whatever, she can't help me. Or if I'm only going to do whatever show, she can't help me with that, because I got to think about my income that I'm going to
Yep.
make with that, because I'm still paying her. I'm paying her a good wage. It
Yeah.
helps her take care of the things she needs to take care of, Stephanie as well. And so I have to consider all of that for myself in terms of money wise, because I do make a decent income with, I'm very happy. I'm not stuck in that place. I can't wait for expansion that I'm about to do. But I agree with Darren. If you look at Darren and you if you, not if you look at Darren, but if somebody else, say for instance, you have another person who is a premier seller, right? And they come in and they look at his numbers. It's the metrics. It's like that metric. They go and go like, but
Their
so how do we
brain
exactly? So how
their
is
brain
what?
does not
Wait,
compute.
exactly. Their brain does not, but that's what people recognize. So I do love your story, and I do love the fact that you're showing up and they're talking to whatnot and trying to figure out a plan that can educate
Yeah.
everyone, because your goals are really important. I may
Yep.
not have wings, but I have some stability that I can stand on to kind of give people a little bit of advice and kind of help them a little bit. And
Yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at in terms of my size, because I would go crazy. Now, if I was younger, make no mistake about it, if I was 20 years younger,
Same.
then I would be all on like Premiere. I would be like, maybe have a couple people, like more packaging and things. I still have goals and I still have some things that I want to work on. Like a separate outside studio, a separate outside. I want to be out of my kitchen.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm glad where I'm at. But 20 years ago, if this was here, it would be crazy. It really would
Wild.
be. It would be fire
I mean,
underneath. Yeah.
we think it's like the Wild West now. 20 years ago, if Whatnot had existed 20 years
Yeah.
ago, you'd be looking at
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
multimillionaires.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have absolutely
Seriously.
no joke saying that.
Seriously. Seriously.
I believe that I have the ability to make that
Yeah.
happen for me.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult
Yeah.
at this point in time,
Yeah.
but I believe if we'd had this
Yeah.
opportunity to use this
Yeah.
app 20 years ago, even
Yeah.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you'd be sitting here and
Yeah. Yeah.
we'd be giving
Yeah.
you advice for free for fun,
Yeah.
and we do that
Yeah.
anyway. But
And I'm
that's
okay with and I'm okay with right now, because I project, right? Like my husband and I have a mortgage. The projection is that what I'm doing, he's retired, so we have benefits, he has a pension, but I project what I'm doing will be totally debt free. And
yeah,
so that's the goal. If you have
that's
goals to
amazing.
work, like real goals, and our mortgage isn't that crazy because we live
That's
in
a
this
proper goal.
like and so that is the goal going
We
forward.
can
And
we
that
can
is
all
the
have
way that I want to
goals.
encourage people. I want to encourage Sam Dog.
Yes, good.
I want to encourage people that really,
Ju-
really, really setting goals
Can I just
that
say
work.
Julie Shopper be another one as well. Julie
Yeah,
Shopper works relentlessly.
yeah,
She maybe needs to zero in sometimes, and that's with peace and love, Julie. But again,
yeah,
given the time, if we be able to have this app at the beginning and we
Yeah,
all just went for it, you'd be looking at another.
yeah,
Yeah, I know you get it, but
yeah,
you'd be looking at another person who'd
yeah,
be paying their
yeah.
mortgage off.
Yeah,
They'd
it's
be
like I told
sipping
Julie this.
margaritas.
Yeah, I know. I told Julie I told her she has to get used to me. I've been like roasting her lately, and it's not on purpose. But not Julie aside, anybody that I talk to, if I'm talking to anybody, because we do different things. So like I can use Julie as an example. If you go to Julie's show and she's got like all these people and she's selling pallets and everything, and you come to mine, I may only have 25 people, but those 25 people have just sold me out of 130 bars of soap. That's just soap. I'm keeping it chill for the summer. I haven't
And
even done body balm. I'm
what's your
not even
goal
doing
for what's your goal for each show? You always tell me about how many
my
bars
no,
per,
my low goal that I can walk away comfortably is 50 bars of soap.
and you
That's my
smash
low
that every
goal.
show.
Right. That's my low
That's
goal. And
that's
then so the
that's
financial
growth.
part, right. And I've tried some things. This new template is going to be really nice. I've tried some things in the past because there's always the conversation between having your show curated as to random pools. And Darren is testament to that because he has the antiques and everything. It's great for him to load that in. So when George runs, and then they have randoms where she pulls some things randomly out. For me, it kind of works better for random. I tried curated, right? A couple weeks ago, and I told this to Zodi and I told this to Darren, where I put the soap in individually as I made it, I listed it in. I have a clipboard so that I can put it into my Excel sheet. I keep that's my inventory. I keep track of what I make. And so I curated it in, 20 vitamin E bars and that kind of thing. And the curated shows didn't work as well because people already knew that I had 10 bars, right? There was no fight, right? There
Yeah,
was nothing to fight for. And so literally that show, those I did two shows in that weekend, and I literally was $500 less than I normally would make. My weekends are yes, because they
wow.
were curated. I came back and did random. Kimmy D and Natural State of Hire usually are my shows in Sam Dog, and you can see the difference when it's random and they're not sure how many you have or what you have. People are bidding it up. I start a bar at $3, and sometimes I can sell one bar of soap for 20. They don't cancel, they don't come back with an issue. And it is just amazing. Have a plan. It's the mystery. And I tell them specifically, I've kind of figured out. I'm a small batch seller. I used to want to have everything. I wanted to have like 20. I come and say I want to have 2 to 4 of each
I'm
bar.
gonna I'm gonna steal that, Leslie, because I like that mentality, small
Yeah.
batch selling.
Small
I,
batch.
I I'm small batch antiques, and
Small batch. And what you see today, you may not see next time. And that's what I tell them. I'm like, I don't know your financial situation, but if you come back to the next soap show, because I have them all listed, you may not see the same thing. And people will ask me, and I'll say, you might not see that for 2 weeks. They're like,
you
"But
got to
you
come
have,"
back.
I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "You missed it." And then the other thing that I do is I don't do custom. I get a lot of people's suggestions. They give me recommendations, and I'll say right in my show, if it works out well, I may consider it. I'll write their name down so that I remember who told me about it. I don't send them a message and letting them know that I have it. They have to come to the show. When the show starts, I may tag them, but they'll come in and they're like, "Oh, do you have so and so?" I was like, "Ah, I had it. I tagged you, and it sold."
Yeah,
And that's what it's about. It's not about one person. And that makes them like, you have to bookmark all my shows to see what I'm going to have. So you got to get creative and see what's going to work for your business. And it's just been growing exponentially. And I love
I
it.
love it.
And when I get stuck after a show, I have to figure out what did I do differently. Summer slowdown is a real thing, right? But with that summer slowdown, you have to be creative. That's how I did it before I was even on Whatnot. You have to figure out how you can get it to work for you. So if you think about your life, like we can use the archivist as an example. Her daughter just graduated. So her life did some different things. So you have to figure out now I just go live earlier in the morning and I've been doing later night shows.
Yeah,
Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you have to do that because now everybody's home. The East Coast, the West Coast, Mountain Standard Time, Central Time, and you've got all those buckets. You go early or you go late. And so for people who say, "Oh, I got a life or I got a family or I got whatever," if you want it bad enough, you'll make it work. The same schedule isn't going to work. Nothing changed. It's just life change for everybody. You think about your life. When I had 5 kids and they were young and I was running around the graduations, of course that slowed down. So think about what your life looks like or what it used to look like when you had an active family and just work around that. And I think that you can figure it out, balance. But if you want to dive into it, yep.
That's
Summer
it.
rearranging. Yep.
That's pretty much it. I mean, the again, one of the buzzwords that they throw around at the meetups is consistency,
Yeah.
and consistency works. But I am not a consistent person.
Yeah.
I'll say that the consistency of having one big antique auction per month, it has been working for me.
Yeah.
But that is not consistently on a certain date. It's what is it normally, George? Like the first Friday of each month,
Mhm.
unless it's like the second. We'll
Yeah.
move it to the 10th or whatever, or the what would that be? Seventh, eighth, ninth. So um, that's kind of how that works. But otherwise, I'm pop up friendly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like just with the cards. I come in at whatever it is,
Mhm.
8 a.m. every day. But sometimes I'll move that around. Like today, I actually had to go out and do something, but then
Yeah.
I came back. I did an hour, and then we do this show.
Yeah.
So you have to make the beauty of this app is you can make it work around yourself.
Yeah.
Don't think that, oh, I've got a show scheduled for 2 p.m. and if I miss that 2
Yeah.
p.m. show, it's
Yeah.
over for the day.
Yeah.
Just go on at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Go on at
Right.
5 p.m. Whenever,
Yeah.
if you can make it, do it.
Yeah.
You know what I
And I
mean?
want to add something to that though. Make sure you have kind of like something established though,
Yeah,
because there's no way that Darren could do that if no one knew who he was, right? We've got him bookmarked. We've got him bookmarked. I've had the listings saved, so when he goes live, I get all the alerts. And I did look for him because I knew he was supposed to be on at 8 this morning. But knowing Darren, right, he either had something to do or like maybe last week if he wasn't feeling well, he just like the one show, he totally forgot about the show, I think. So I was
yeah.
like,
I
um,
take the week off. Rainbow Ramos, congratulations.
but
But
yeah, that you had to take care of yourself. But I think that you don't have to be like straight, so established, but you have to have like some people who know that you're going to be live.
I
That when you
agree.
do go live, they know what you're selling and what you're talking about. But that's
I
why
also
pop-ups don't work for people. They're like they pop
I
up and they're like, no one's here. You haven't gone live in a month.
I Yeah, I tend to agree that if you don't go live, you'll fall off as well. But I also think to an extent that if you're popping up with good inventory,
Yeah,
that can also work, even
yeah,
with a lower following and a lower sales count and all
yeah.
these things. If you excuse me, if you regularly turn up with like really good stuff
Mhm,
or just stuff that people really need.
mhm,
Like Leslie has a great formula because everyone needs soap. You know what I mean? She's the number one soap dealer. Okay, self-coined, but seriously, um, I honestly I don't know that many other people on the app other than people I've made cards for that also
mhm,
tell me they've made soap.
mhm.
That are here
Yeah,
however many days a week. I mean, I
yeah,
feel as though I see Leslie 5 days a week on the app,
yeah,
10 days a week on the
yeah.
app sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like if if you want to be that person and you want to be a pop-up and do it in your own time,
Mhm,
make sure you're popping up all the
yeah.
time. Don't just like Leslie said, don't just pop up on Tuesday the 2nd of July or whatever it's going to be and then go straight to the Facebook groups and say I did a show
Oh,
and it was rubbish. There was only two people there the whole time. I
I know
mean,
it was my first day and it whatnot sucks.
yeah, it was my first show and whatnot sucks. I'm going back to eBay or I can make more money on Etsy doing this. I was like, all right, okay, cool. Um, so I 100% agree with you, but I think I think also to caveat that I think we can don't want to use the word complacency, but I think we can get very comfortable with our formula.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, this app is always
It's
evolving,
always
always changing.
changing. It's always
Do
changing.
not be afraid of the change.
Yeah,
And if you see a drop in your numbers, or if you see a drop in your income, because that's the important number, think about what's changing around you.
yeah,
Think maybe, is there another soap dealer in town?
yeah,
Or is there
yeah,
another antiques dealer in town?
yeah,
Or is there another antiques dealer that started coming on at the
yeah,
same time as you? I'm only
yeah.
speaking
Right.
figuratively
Oh
for all
yeah.
these things. But even down to the algorithm
Yeah.
changes, nobody knows about the algorithm.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Whatnot employees don't know about the
Don't even know.
algorithm.
Exactly.
So put that out of your brain.
Yeah.
when it comes down to changes, it's always going to be visual,
Yeah. Yeah.
physical changes on the
Yeah.
app that you need to adapt
Yeah.
to. And you're not always going to have the answer right
Yeah.
away. Somebody else might figure it out quicker.
Yeah.
But always remember, there's always going to be a change down the road. So
And it
always,
is.
and
It,
it's always going to get back to it. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep going,
yeah.
and don't freak out, because
Yeah.
it's so easy to freak out and think, I am doing something wrong. I have to now
Right.
do $105 giveaways,
Yeah.
you know,
No.
to get
As
people in the room.
as
It's a recipe for failure.
Yeah, as a handmade creative, I can totally speak to all of that,
Yeah.
right? You have to you have to stay relevant, like, for yourself. What is You got to think about, what is it that you want from the app, and what can the app give you back? I've had this continual conversation with Kiyomi over the last 2 years, because so many people in my category, right? I tell people all the time, when you meet me right now, all you think about is soap. When the fall comes, that's when I'll do hats and everything. I've already started making my hats, and started getting my containers and things for Body Balm. You only see me right now. If you meet me through a Ray train or somebody shouting me out, that's all you know. So it always surprises you, and you forget that I started off doing tie-dye tees, right? And so when I bring that back, I think it's amazing, because now that's a whole new audience. But my category, or my associates, often feel like they're missing, or the app is not producing for them. It is, what are you giving the app? What are you
Yep.
putting into the app? As the app grows, you have to grow with it, or you're going to be left behind.
You
I do have empathy for people, right? But I can't stay in that space, because I'm every day trying to figure out. I said that earlier. If my numbers fall, like I set, and I was like, whoa, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. I tried it though, and that's the key to it though. Like,
Yep.
you don't have to do a whole bunch of giveaways. I love how Darren and I, we have the stickers and things like that. And I was like, I have shows, and I'm like, what can I give away? And I forget, like, I have these stickers that Darren made for me, and then I have stickers that Zodi made. I'm not really, one of the reasons why when I'm selling, I'm trying not to do a lot of giveaways. I think it takes away, it distracts me. I don't like music. I don't like people in my space. Me trying to run giveaways, oh, I got to stop every couple of minutes. For the people who do it, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Do it if you want, but I can't. I got to do what works for me. 3 shows last week. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. I only had my trading cards in my buy now, right? People say you should have a full buy now. Honestly, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be buying stuff. I have a plan, and I curate slowly. I buy a whole lot of things like in wholesale, but I put all of that aside. August is when I really start digging down and get to work. I do this every year. August to December, and in December I evaluate for the next year. And so my goal, I'm not worrying about giveaways. I'm not doing discounted shipping. I'm doing what works. People will spend the money where they want to spend the money. If they'll buy a Gucci bag, they'll buy a $3 bar of soap for $20. I mean, there are shows that I sent, what was it, last week, 50 bars to one person. Like, to me, that is humbling. It's so amazing. But if you put in the work and just really focus on your business and really think about what it is you want for the app will give you whatever you put in. That's what you're going to get out of the app.
One thing I'll say about that, I don't know anything about your buyers, but if you've got somebody coming in and buying your soap in that quantity, who knows? They might have a resale business where they're buying,
Seriously, yeah,
and they're using you as
yeah,
wholesale.
yeah.
That's the
That's
perfect customer.
That's fine for me. Like, I'm not willing to do that individually. I rather make it for the show, because I've had people reach out to me, but that takes me beyond what I'm trying to do, right?
But you
But
don't
I
need to
love
know
that
this though.
though. There are
That's
people
the
who are
beauty of
buying
it.
it to give away. Exactly. There are people who are buying to give away. You use them in Airbnb. I thank you. I love discounts.
There you
But there
go.
are people who are
Exactly.
giving them away. They're like, Bonnie bought a whole bunch of giveaways for her 2-year anniversary. And if people are doing it, but I have people come in my DMs, and it may sound to somebody like, wow, you have the opportunity. Yeah, you come over here and do the work. Like, Whatnot literally is like, I now, with the Shopify integration, I'm working on a plan for my Shopify. I actually was selling very low over there, and I have friends and different people who buy. So now I have to curate, and I also, that goes along with packaging. For Whatnot, it's a little bit more simplistic, right? So now I have to get into a little bit more fancier packaging
Yeah.
and things like that, because it's going out to like the masses. And
But
so
then
I
the
have a
price
plan.
goes up.
Exact. Oh, the price is totally different over there. That's the same thing. Even in my marketplace, the bars are $5, where I start them at 3. So there's a whole different kind. And that's another thing when people say, "Oh, do you sell bigger bars?" Now, keep in mind, with a bigger bar is a bigger price tag. I've done that, but the $3 bar keeps it at a good price because it used to be 5. It's at 3, but also it allows people to buy more, right?
Yep.
Because I say if you buy a bigger bar, then it's going to take you longer to use that. But if you buy this smaller bar, you can share it, you can gift it, that kind of thing. So it's a whole process. It's a whole thought process.
I'll just say 30 seconds to get in the giveaway. People are sleeping on these. I tell you, you need to get your Leslie sticker. You need
Look
to
at
get
that
your.
handsome face. Y'all better grab that.
Who's that guy? Look at that sunburn. So get in the giveaway. Get yourself a sticker.
Yeah, it's the
You'll be
it's the that head is red, isn't it?
that head.
So that's
That head's
enough
red.
about me. So I just want to encourage, especially my handmade friends,
Listen,
stop whining about it and be about it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Like Darren, one thing that he did say, which is really important, if it's other. Let me see who's going to win that. Winner, winner, chicken
go
dinner.
guts.
Oh,
Let's
guys,
go.
congratulations. If there are other people out there doing the same thing that you're doing in order to stay in your zone, then you have to keep getting better and better. I already know what the plan is when people come into my show asking me questions. I'm not in competition. There was somebody that came in and they were introducing themselves and stuff like that. Sometimes people think they're slick and they come in and talk about their shows. I don't get deep into all that kind of stuff. And they were like, well, the one person, they were like, wow, you're saying hello to another soap person. I'm like, you're not my competition. I'm like, I'm my competition. Like,
Yep.
there are people who say that as soon as they see soap, they're blocked. I'm like, I don't do that. What I do is when you start asking me or whatever, and I tell people, you can ask me any questions, but don't ask me how I make, where I get my items and all that other kind of stuff. And don't like call me out. There are so many people who do different types of soap. I'm a reworker. My soap is Melt and Pour. It's in my show notes. And when I tell them, yo, this is 3 years and I'm 13,000 bars in. I just hit almost at 14,000 bars of soap. Yo, sell whatever it is that you want to sell, but to come in and start talking about somebody's business in their show, people are going to see that. You think that that's going to get you business because you're telling, like, I am here for everybody's business. My girl, what Liz likes. Liz has a whole different business, but I'm here for it, and I recommend people to her all the time. If you want cold press or hot press, there you go. But don't come bugging me. I belong to different groups, and I still sell no matter what more soap than a lot of people do.
Yep.
Stand outside in the hot heat and try to sell some soap right now. I got pajama bottoms on. I'm in my socks. Just chilling.
Leslie was in the bed just an hour and 15 minutes
I
ago.
was just in the bed when he came on. That's where that comes from. Yo, Leslie, where you at? You in the bed? Yes. Number one, this is what it says right here. What nots? Number one soap dealer. Self stuff,
Leslie,
but I think it's fun. I think it's fun and have confidence in yourself. That's the thing. If you sell, come in like I've come on like I told you I was at the gynecologist yesterday, and man, that was, my civil rights were invaded. But I'm still here talking to everybody. I have a smile on my face. Right after once you in the show, then go back to be like, you know what? I'm going to lay in the bed for a while. But come on your show and just show your pieces, show your items, and for no matter what you sell. But don't come complaining to me if you're not having a good show. I'm still trying to figure me out and getting better and better every single day within the limitations that I created for myself. Right, almost
100%.
57 years old and trying to stay within my house but make decent money,
Yep.
and it can be done. You can do it.
You can. One thing I don't like, and it doesn't happen. I don't actually encounter it that much, but it gets brought up an awful lot. One the takeaway from what Leslie just said is 100% true. I agree with it wholeheartedly. But there is also a subset of people on the app who will tell you the same thing, but they are being paid by Whatnot to tell you that. We're not being paid by Whatnot to tell you this.
Yeah,
Um, they're getting massive kickbacks.
yeah,
Um, they're having money put in their pocket to then tell people that you could become a millionaire being on Whatnot. Um, the chances of that happening are very very small, but you if with enough work and determination you could do it. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, uh, we all know Sassy's got no money. We've all seen inside her fridge. She's got nothing. You know what I mean? But it's a the but the point of it is that I'll be and Leslie will be as honest as we can be, which is brutally honest. That the only way that you can make a success for yourself is to make that success for yourself.
Yeah.
What not won't make you famous.
Yeah.
What not won't make you rich. You have to make yourself rich and
Yeah.
famous
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this app.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to
Yeah.
pay your dues, which is your
Yeah.
8%, and turn up when you say you're going to turn
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
bring it in every time. And
And that's
that's the
not
only way to do it.
by that's not going to be by I'm going to say it, that's not going to be by like sponsored giveaways and things like that. It's
You're
going to
not
be
you're not going to
putting
make
in
money by
hard
giving
work.
money away.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not, and then it just be respectful to yourself, right? Don't worry about what other people are doing. Be respectful to yourself and grow a business because we just talked about trust and safety. I'm going to tell you right now, I know nothing. So I'm not coming from a place of I have secrets or I have the in. I just have seen the app and I've seen the evolution of it. Some of the things that are happening can go. So if you've built your business on that, you need to really start working at it again, right?
Yep.
Working it again because premier status should not be based on sponsored giveaways. It should be based on hard work, time and effort that you put into this app. And so if your business is based on that, I don't know what to tell you, boo. But
That
yeah,
was a difficult conversation I had with a couple of people in New York. Where I speak from a place of being a premier shop and not running
yeah,
ever a sponsored giveaway. I don't do bless the chat. I don't do like $5 giveaways. Any of that. I You cannot come to my show and sponsor me giving money away.
right.
I know so many accounts that their whole business model is based on that. They are making thousands
Yeah,
of your dollars. They are taking thousands of your dollars and putting it in their own pocket
yeah,
in the name of community.
yeah,
And it doesn't work.
yeah,
It only works for the person doing it. You're going to be buying a sponsorship. You're going to get nothing in return for that. You could have spent that. I don't know. I've seen sponsors giveaways go up as much as $100 and
I
stuff like
know.
that.
It's
You could
crazy.
take that $100 and
I
invest it
know.
in stickers to give away
Seriously.
for yourself.
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Like Leslie said, a stick. You've seen 1,200. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Um, who's done a 10,000 one? That's wild.
These
But you know what I
that's
mean?
y'all give that money to me. Feed some children. Buy some of
Give
those
me
boxes that I love discounts so they can feed some people. Y'all, yo,
That's it.
that's crazy.
Listen,
That
I might even experiment. I might do it one day. But you
yeah,
actually, I'm not going to. I
yeah,
take that back
yeah.
because
That
it goes
is
against everything that I
yeah.
believe in. Right?
That's
Um,
crazy. But it
I see
also
people.
speaks to the people who are purchasing it. That's
Yeah,
the thing. The only way that the
it
people
preys
who are
on vulnerable
doing the
people.
sponsored giveaways are successful is because people keep buying into that. And it comes with the guise of we are supporting community. And it's not, it really, that's the thing. It's the mentality of people. Because I sit there and I go, wow, but that's like anything when that's just like watching Battle of the Best and stuff, money that people spend for things and I go, wow. In my head, I calculate like that could fed. I mean, my whole thing. I'll run to my husband and go, Thomas, somebody just bought such and such. You know how many people that could have fed. That's just my mentality. But people will buy what they want to buy. They'll buy what they
Yep.
want to buy, and it's they have a right. It's their money, but still, you know,
It's their right. It's their money. And you know what? They'll find out eventually,
yeah,
and they'll work it out for themselves.
yeah,
And I'm all for that. Make your own
yeah.
mistakes. Figure
That's
it out for
right.
yourself. But
Same.
honestly, it's I I always try to rationalize it with the we're in 2026. How are people still getting scammed on
Yeah,
banks
yeah,
phoning you up and telling you that
yeah.
you need to
I
give them
know.
ten
Isn't that
thousand dollars?
crazy? Yeah,
You know what I mean? There are people out there
yeah,
who want to be told there's an easy way
yeah.
and they can pay for it. And
Exactly.
unfortunately there are people out on this app who will say, I have the easy way and you just need
Yeah.
to pay for it. and people are doing it every day to
Yeah.
the tune of tens,
Yeah.
hundreds, thousands of
Yeah.
dollars a year.
Yeah. Well,
And
and even and you already know it. You already said you were in New York. We were in the summit. We already know people who even felt kind of bad about some of the things they were doing, but they're still doing it, right? And so they have to figure it out on their own. Hey,
hey, sometimes the that monetary figure um speaks louder to them than integrity.
yeah,
I mean, it's a difficult one
yeah,
because I come from a place of integrity, so
yeah,
it's difficult for me to. I'll joke about maybe I'll do a show and I'll do nothing but sponsor giveaways.
yeah,
I would never do that to
yeah.
myself
I'm
because as
I'm
soon as I
I'm the
do that to
same way.
myself, I put everything into question.
And that's exactly it. Even if you come from the perspective of like, I just want to try it out and test it, it's still, now you've done it, right? That's different than like when Jeremy's like, I'm not going to do giveaways, and he just tests it out. Sponsor giveaways is a whole different thing. You're asking people to, what are they sponsoring? What are you
Yeah,
sponsoring? It's 100 and some people in there. Why? You can do your own thing. It Everybody
D,
wants, they want it to be, they want the fast way, right?
well,
They want the
D said
fast way.
D said in the chat, people will pay to hear their name plus give to
Isn't
others.
that something? Yeah. And then, yeah,
I mean,
I guess, well, that's the whole trick of it though. That's the whole trick of
that's
it.
the
The
trick of it.
trick
That's
of
the
it
thing.
is, it's
That's the
the trick of it.
scam.
You're going to hear your name. You're going to sit in the box. Let you sit in the box for 5 minutes, and then you're going to hear your name being said, right?
Yeah,
And so what?
that's
Right?
not
And so what does
that's
that
not
mean?
community.
Because people, right? And what does that mean? Honestly.
And do you know the weird thing? The thing I find weird about it is if you are making money and you have the money, I'm talking from a business perspective. If you're making money and you've got the money to throw away, to hand out, it makes me angry even talking about it. But remember, if that person's doing a $5 giveaway card or whatever, they're going to make you pay $10 to $12 for that
Mhm.
giveaway,
Yeah.
right? So $5 is going into their pocket, $2 goes into an envelope,
Yeah.
whatever, and $5 goes into a gift card. Not one person that I've seen on this app who does sponsored giveaways does it face value and just
Yeah.
takes the hit on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
postage or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always um it's always like a 50% or a hundred
Yeah. I
percent
know one
markup on
person
the
that
actual
does it.
giveaway.
Yeah. I
Okay,
only know one person that does it.
you do know one person.
Yeah. Hmm.
Who?
You want me? Well, you want me to say who it is? He'll tell you. I can hustle all day, Chad.
He does it, does he? Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant.
So
And
it's the cost of the gift card. It's
and
$5.
I can
Yes.
then appreciate that. So then
Yeah.
if he's doing a bless the chat for five
And he just
dollars,
hit premiere too. My man Chad. You met Chad, right? You met Chad.
I did, yeah,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But if he's getting premiere based on
No,
doing
you gotta
stuff like that,
no, you
you
gotta
know,
see his shows. He's hustling all day. This ain't
listen,
no junk,
I know.
y'all.
I'm just using it. I'm just
No,
using it
I
as an
wouldn't have,
example.
believe me, if I didn't, if I wouldn't have said his name if he wasn't doing. Yeah,
No,
he's hustling. Yeah, he's
I
hustling.
know I know he's hustler. I don't see him enough because he's on at different times.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's, don't even
Paid
start
by
us with that. National said hi.
paid by what? No, I touched on that earlier.
Yeah,
So there are people out there who will do it
yeah,
with the best interest in at
yeah,
heart.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I'm not a person who's going to charge somebody
yeah.
$10 to give away
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, that's a
I'm not.
it's a it doesn't make sense because the rationale they'll say is like, I went and I purchased it, I used gas. And also, you know what, this is the rationale too, especially if people do it in their talk shows. If they do it in their talk shows, they're like, I'm giving you my time, and no one asked you to do a talk show. That is, we're doing this on our own. No one asked us to do this. So why should we ask you?
Even Whatnot, they're not sponsored talk shows that we do for Whatnot.
Exactly.
We don't get paid to do that. They don't give us anything to give away. They give us a topic to talk about, and they
Yeah.
give us a bit, and they give us a
Yeah.
bit of a boost of exposure for that one
Exactly.
show.
So
There is
we
no
choose every
financial
month, we
benefit
choose,
from doing
right.
it.
We choose to come back every month. They ask us every month if we want to continue on. It's not a guaranteed thing. If we say no, then we're done. And so me showing up when I'm doing Mindset Monday, I'm not sitting there running sponsored giveaways. Who no one asked. I've been doing it for 3 years. It's changed names a couple times, but I've been doing that show for 3 years and no one has I don't care. I do it for free. And that's why I don't do like mentoring or anything else because that 2 3 hour time that I give you is mine. And then I can walk away and I'm done. I don't have to worry about Zoom calls and I don't
Somebody
have time for
mentioned
that.
that
That's not my business model. My once a week Monday and then my once a month attracting buyers next Wednesday. That's it. And I'm
somebody
done.
mentioned
I'm
it to
good.
me last week at some point. I was live and it just came out of the blue. Darren, you should do like hourly rate mentoring. And I'm like, no, I'll do it for free right
Yeah.
here. I always, and I've said this before, normally when I'm in the attic and it's more comfortable to sit up there,
Hmm.
I look at Whatnot. If I'm here working on the computer doing cards or doing something else, I this is like an open door office.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
walk in, you can watch me work. Sometimes
Yep.
I'll zone out and I'll just be people will just be chatting amongst themselves in
Yeah.
the room and I'll be doing stuff and then we'll get onto a topic because somebody brings something up and I'm like, oh, that's an
Yeah.
interesting topic
Yeah.
actually. And we'll talk about it at
Yeah.
great length,
Yeah.
more to my detriment sometimes
Yeah.
where I'll be there
Yeah.
for 5 hours talking about
Yeah.
something. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. I'm
Yeah.
not here to
I
profit from
I
people.
agree.
And generally, and I'll say this again with peace and love, it's usually vulnerable or people who feel vulnerable
Yeah.
on this app that they don't feel as though they can be successful. So they latch onto those who are um, charging for their time.
Yeah.
And this is people can mentor if they want, right?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
no shade on people who want to mentor,
Right.
but um, yeah, D is a perfect example, right? D charges for her time for
Yeah.
various
Right.
services, right?
Right.
That's part of D's business model.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
part
part
of
of her
mine.
business model. So that's the whole key to it.
Yeah,
You've already established that's a part of your business model. Yeah.
exactly. And I've seen other people take it one
Hmm.
step further than that, and
Hmm.
not offer anything substantial in return for the money. So any information that they give you often is coming from a place of Googling it or
Yeah.
chat GPTing
Oh
it
yeah.
or
Yeah.
all of those sorts of things
Yeah.
and then putting a massive price tag on it,
Yeah.
which gives it authority. Because
Yeah.
remember, often in this world, if you cheapen yourself so much, you devalue your whole brand,
Yeah.
you devalue
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
To even and I'll admit it to myself,
Yeah.
it's a hard bitter pill to swallow,
Yeah.
but I do not charge enough for some products that I
Yeah.
create, right?
Right. And yeah.
And that and I get told that every day.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah.
I know that I don't charge enough for
Hmm.
some products because when you put a price on something, yeah, you bitch about it a lot, but the when you put a price on something, um, and you can always put your prices down, but putting
Yeah.
your prices up is very very difficult.
Right.
And it's a strategic thing to put your prices up, and you
Hmm.
have to think about how you do
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
I come from a place specifically with these cards. I want to build a community, which I
Yeah.
have done. I've proven to
Yeah.
myself I can do it.
Yeah.
Now that community, like Leslie said recently, is building itself.
Yeah.
I know I'm pretty much hands off with it now. I just
Hmm.
turn up, make the cards, and
Hmm.
then do a show
Yeah.
with Leslie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
do with that now. For that, it's not about profiteering. It's not
Yeah.
about doing spot. You can't come into my show and buy somebody else a card. You can't do those things because
Yeah.
all of those aspects to that business would be lining my pockets. What kind of person does that make me to profit off of
Yeah.
a community based
Yeah.
project which I started a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
um, in order to create a business lesson for people where you can buy something for $1.50 and sell it for $69. Like Vault of Interesting sold her first card last night. I was up at 3 a.m. I seen it happen. First card went live. She showed it, sold for
Yeah.
$69. Do you know how amazing that makes me feel?
Yeah.
That's how I get paid. Every time
Yeah.
I see somebody do that and feel happy and valued, that
Mm.
is that's my
Yeah.
payment for it.
Yeah.
I take a little bit off the top. Um I'm never going to leave myself in the
Right.
pit for doing something that I
Right.
love doing. $15 a set, multiplied
Yeah.
over those things, you can do the maths
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You can find out how much money I make
Yeah.
off of
Right.
those cards.
Yeah.
When you're in a situation that you are being told or for example, if somebody is parroting what I'm saying, believe me, I know what things cost and I know the product quality that I
Yeah.
produce. So if I'm in a situation where I can be saying, I'm doing this, I'm profiting $15
Ding!
here,
Hi,
yeah, let's
Vince.
go, D. Here's the product, enjoy it, go and make some money.
Yeah.
Once you need more cards, come back and see me.
Yeah.
I know that if somebody's taken
Let's
that business
go,
model,
Heather.
go. Um, I know that if somebody else has taken that business model and offering
Yeah.
a subpar
Yeah.
product,
Yeah.
I know that they're then in it for the money. They
Yeah.
can say as many times as they want they're
Yeah.
in it for community, and they can shout community
Yeah.
or shove
Yeah.
community down your throat. But in my opinion, my humble opinion, community's not for sale.
Yeah. Right.
That's
And you,
why that's why Whatnot do not charge you to go to these
yeah,
events.
that's
That
right.
well, actually, that's a lie. They charge you to go to the seller summit, but that was for a
Minimal.
networking event.
Minimal. Yeah. Very minimal.
You do not get charged to go to a Whatnot meetup.
Yeah.
Um, I would say that if you get the chance to go to another seller summit, take it because it's invaluable,
Without a
and
doubt.
the value for money is fantastic.
Yeah.
But actual community where you want to go and meet people, build connections, just shake people's hands.
Shake people's hands. That's it.
Believe me, that is not for sale, and it never will be.
Seriously.
Do not take the advice from people who want to just take your money.
Yeah.
I will do shows and I will not talk about money because
Yeah.
money's not the important
Yeah.
thing for me
Nope.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I said it at the beginning of the show. The financials and the numbers should be your number one priority
Yeah.
in your business.
It's
But remember just
without a
showing
doubt.
up. But remember just showing up and walking away empty handed sometimes is more valuable than anything.
Yeah.
I know, I'm never going to shut up.
No, no, I was waving. Amber Lisha said hi from her side.
Giving me
I
this,
was,
giving
I
me
was
this. I was
waving.
like,
I know. I don't know why I did that, but oh no, yeah. I'm sorry. That was not a goal. Two things. Everybody, put your pre-bid in. Darren has a
yeah,
listing for our Keep Going card. Get your pre-bids in, and the other thing is he's actually right. People talk about building community and selling community or whatever, but Darren, he actually gives away free cards. Like that is taking money. That is building community right there. That is building community. And so I want to say though, and I'm honest about it. We have a said, but it shouldn't be about the money, but I would not be on Whatnot if I wasn't making money. So that
absolutely.
is the key. No, I know that is the key that there, this is a community-based app. It's a community selling app. So people, there's a lot of people who come in, and some of the things I see, I'm like, I shake my head and I go, you know what? I can't judge people because I have my own community show, different objective or whatever. But I say to you though, time is really important. Time and money are really important. Think about how you're spending your time, and it's great. You're on here playing games and we're doing karaoke and we're doing all that. That's well and good. But are you making money? Right? Are you making money? Like the time that you put in, you could be making money for supplement for your family or whatever. I know it sounds weird that an app that you're making money, but I think that if you really reevaluate, you're still going to build community, and actually it might grow a little bit more if you're actually bringing some actual value to the app, right? I
Yep.
see it so much. I think you can grow your potential for growth and building community. Is that's like I keep going back like that. I met Darren just through Hodge, but I liked what he was doing, right? And organically it grew into a friendship. But he's doing something consistently, right? and he's making money. I've had, if you could see like some of the DMs or the questions or whatever I get, my business isn't relatable that way. It doesn't calculate into a business that I'm making money. And I'm like, if you, and that's, I come back to what we talked about last time. If I was working a job, you wouldn't even question that, right? You wouldn't question if I was in corporate America,
Yep.
me coming on here and going, I have a job and now I'm on here just diddling around, you know. So, but be intentional about it. You sit here and you're watching Darren and I, and it sounds good, and you're commenting and you're loving how we're, you know, talking to you. Maybe let some of that resonate. Let you know, let it sit in your head and come up with a plan. If you haven't been growing, there's a reason why. Growth comes by putting in work. And
Yep.
work doesn't feel good because it's work.
You
You
said it
think,
earlier as well. You need to ask yourself what you bring to the
yeah,
app.
what do you bring to the app? I just did a video on, I did a reel. If you go, my last reel, I actually have to keep my social going because whatnot just I mean, Facebook just monetized me. But I put in my reel where I did behind the scenes, right? People love to see you actually doing the work. And so I wrote in my comments that it literally is sometimes it's 6 to 10 hours of prep
Yep.
behind the scenes. You're looking at me from now in the place of me holding up soap and selling it, but it's all the behind the scenes. It's the packaging, it's the labeling, it's the making sure I have like my paperwork, because I'm horrible when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Being on the computer, it's I'm telling my daughters what I need them to do behind the scenes, and keeping
Yeah.
track of their hours. It's a whole thing that goes on. So it is a lot of fun. I make sure, but it is work, and work does not feel good. Now you'll work for somebody else. You'll work for somebody else, right? But when it comes, so put in the equal amount of work. That's all I can say. I don't want
So,
to, I'm not pushing anybody or trying to convince
some
anybody,
work
but
feels great.
yeah,
Some
work.
work feels great.
You know why? Because it's structured. You go to your job, you know, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever it is. The rules are there. You already know what the agenda is for the week, for the day. You go, you get in, you get out, you get your 2 weeks vacation, you get your benefits. It's easy peasy. But when you have to do it on your own, wow, I didn't know I got to do paperwork. I got to do taxes. I got to do whatever. It's crazy. I got to get my inventory, right? It's a whole different thing.
I've always said that as soon as I stop enjoying doing what I do,
Yeah.
then it
Mhm.
starts becoming
Yeah.
work and it
Yeah.
stops becoming fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I enjoy coming to work, and this
Yeah,
is
I
work.
love it.
No,
Yeah, I
this
know. Look
it's
at us. Look at us co-working together. Yo,
one
Darren.
thing I want to say hi to Tippy Treats because Tippy Treats said something in the chat, and
Look, I hit my button. It's going. I'm sorry.
I mean my tighty whitey eating a banana, my tighty whitey. I'm
Done.
Tippy Treats. I'm going to go back to what Tippy Treats said, then I'm going to say what Julie said because she was red chatted for using the promote word. But Tippy Treats said, sometimes I feel guilty when I'm in a show and I'm not financially able to buy anything, so I won't go. Listen, and this 100% should ring true for every seller on this app. And if any seller has ever made you feel uncomfortable because you do not have money and you're in their show, they're not somebody you want in your life.
Yeah.
Come to anybody's show
Yeah.
in this room right now. I guarantee you,
Yeah.
every single one seller here
Mhm.
will welcome you with open arms. Enter the giveaway,
Yep.
win something.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be a
I.
transaction every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, is it nice to receive an
Yeah.
order for something?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is it great to be put to work and have to do something for my money? Absolutely. But 100% just hang out.
Yeah.
You being one of those 50 people in the room
Yeah.
makes
I say
all
it
of the
all the time.
difference.
I say it in my show on purpose. I'm like,
Hey, Julie.
if you're just here, if you just met me, if you just want to hang out, I understand that but if you think you need to have money, you don't need to be here for that. Maybe you'll see something, my personality will be something you fall in love with. Maybe you'll see some soap and you'll start budgeting or something like that. I just like talk about it just in a general because I want people to feel welcome. I'm like, you just being here. Don't you realize this is for all the people here, all the people coming? Do you realize that no one needs to be in your show? And if you're true, if you're making somebody feel bad that they don't have money, you don't deserve to have people in your show at all, right?
It's
Some
gross.
people don't care how you talk to them. Some people don't care. They yell at you, they scream at you, and you love that. You love that. You love abuse, emotional, whatever. It's a whole psychological thing that
Some
goes
people
along
like
with
it.
it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But if you've ever feel uncomfortable, the next part is on you though. If you keep coming back, then that's on you. Leave and never come back and find some people that will be okay with just how you are. I don't care who comes to my show, as long as you're not doing provoking anything racial, doing
Yep.
anything crazy, you're good. You don't have to have any money. I love the people there.
Just want to be clear. Leslie is a proud, beautiful black woman, and we
He
just need
forgot
to
the
say it.
ball. He forgot the ball part if you
Well,
didn't see that.
listen, I don't see color and I don't see hair, so it's
Well, you definitely don't see hair because I have none.
but
Oh
once
gosh.
we joke about that, and that's because
Yeah.
we're both beautiful
Oh.
black women ourselves. We're both beautiful black bald women. But the thing about it is, right, you should always feel comfortable where
Yeah.
you are. If you do
Yep.
not feel comfortable, remove yourself from that
Yeah.
situation. Because I've been in rooms by accident. I mean, I scroll sometimes,
Mhm.
and I don't scroll a lot these days.
Yeah.
I scroll mostly to people's shows that I want to watch or that's on that I want to just chip
Yeah.
into, say hello.
Yeah.
But if I end up in a room and I feel pressured to buy, or if I'm there with no intention to buy, but feel inadequate because they're shouting at people who aren't bidding enough and doing these things,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I've blocked people for
I
less,
know.
and
I
it's
know.
it's scary and actually quite worrying because there are people there that will spend hundreds or tens or thousands of dollars um, because they feel bullied into doing it, and they put themselves into incredible financial problems
Yeah.
on this app sometimes. And it's
Let's go to
well,
Karen
if I
Closet. I see you.
let's go. If anything, I would like to make it my mission to stamp that out. And I have also said this to Kenny and Casey recently. I say recently, just in New York, just there. I with them will speak to them individually about it, like as a team. But and not that I'm part of the team, they are the team. I want to talk to them about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But there are things that I would like to see addressed. And even if
Sorry.
nothing changes, and if I don't say something about it, that's on me. If I can
Yeah.
say something and have
Yeah.
something changed, then I 100% will do it.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing Julie Shopper said was, we've been talking a lot, but what Julie said back when we were still talking about pretty much the same thing is why she created the Hidden Gems
Mhm.
show that she runs.
Chicken.
And I enjoy that. It's about
Yeah.
discoverability
Yeah.
for people who feel as though they don't have that
Right.
discoverability,
Right.
and it's doing it for free. It's
Yeah.
showcasing somebody's whatnot bin
Yeah.
for, I don't know, is it 5 or 10 minutes? You can just open yourself up to it. Say, listen, I could do with 5 sales right now.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's totally free. You're
Yeah.
not paying for somebody to shout your name on screen and say, go and give them a follow,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's not going to put five
Yeah.
sales in your bank,
Yeah. And
But what Julie does is open the floor up for you
yeah.
to submit yourself and
Yeah.
just say, listen, I've got some things. If you want it, if
Mhm.
anybody wants them,
Yeah.
and what would you say, 90% of the time somebody makes a sale.
Yeah. I
So
think it's amazing.
it's incredible value. That's incredible value. And you don't have to be like somebody with 10 sales,
Yeah.
or 100 sales. You
Yeah.
could be someone with 1,000 sales or
Yeah.
10,000 sales, and you
Yeah.
could just say, I'm going through a dry
Yeah.
patch right now.
Yeah.
Does anybody want my stuff? And that is Hidden Gems. Julie runs it. I don't know,
Yeah.
is it regular, Julie? Because you're always doing
Yeah.
it at like
Yeah, I
two in
think
the morning for
TDC
me or
does
something
it.
like
I Love Discounts just did it. I think she said it's
that.
open to anybody who wants to temper.
Yeah. So
One
is
thing
it
that I
going to be
will
like a
say
recurring thing with
also,
other people?
yeah. One thing,
Yeah.
another way to support people is when you buy things, shout them out. If you do a show where a community based show, like Mindset Monday, I love when the weekends come. My mail comes just before I go live. So I love, like, if I get trading cards or something like that. Like I got a shirt. Well, I did a reel, so most people know if you follow me on Instagram. But like when I get things from people, I love it when that Monday comes. You can shout them out. Like if I get somebody's trading card, like the shirts that from Simply Smarter Shopping. If I get any snacks from Sugar Hill Market, this is how we promote for free. I got this from our good friend Tasha LeRae, who's an incredible artist and singer and songwriter. And like,
Shout
look
out
at
Tasha
this,
LeRae, by the way.
right there, look at that, right? I know she
Shout out
sent
Tasha Lorraine. Shout out Arrested
Tipsy
Development.
Treats,
I've been a
Arrested
huge fan.
Development, like
Yeah.
and you have to, I would say, follow her because she does a lot of they do sound checks. She goes live every time when she's on tour. And the band, she was at the airport the other day and the band was like right there. Like, so you follow her, it's amazing. And she is like incredible. If she's in your city, she'll contact you. Like, she sent me a message like she's going to be in Virginia, but that's when I'm in Michigan, because
Yeah.
Virginia, it's like 2 hour drive where she's going to be. She's going to be in Philly in August, and I plan on trying to be there because it's just 2 days after my granddaughter's birthday. So like, she's just like a regular person, Height Normal Designs could tell you, like, she's met her and been in her video and the whole thing. So Tasha's amazing. But like, if you can support anyone, right? Like my husband's like, what is she on whatnot? I'm like, she's an artisan. Like, she's not really, even like, if you come in and she's like on tour, she's going to talk about it. But other than that, because I
You'd never
remember when
know.
she came into Darren's show and she's like, yeah, we're going to be in Paris. And Darren's like, okay. Like, I know. And then
What's
as
going
soon
on
as
there?
she
And she
said
says, "Oh
Arrested
yeah, I'm going on
Development, he was
tour."
like,
I'm like,
no.
"Going on tour for what?" Yeah, oh yeah, I'm in
He's like, I'm
Arrested
in a
Development. I'm
band.
like,
She said, I'm in
"What?"
a band. Yeah. And then,
You're like,
and
"Yeah,
that
I'm
was,
in a
I mean,
band,
she
The
could have
Arrested
led with
Development.
that.
Have you heard of it?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
she was casual about it, right? She was like, yeah. So that is
But
so just,
this was after I had designed her trading card and had it
yeah.
delivered,
And
and
she
still
had,
had
and
no
that's the
idea.
thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. And like,
Love
also
that.
there's so much opportunity. Like, I love when Questlove was on here, right? He was selling and he was giving things, for fundraiser. I want that to kind of come back just like casually, but she is on here. So when we were at the summit and I had dinner with Tom and Andy, I was telling Andy about her. Not because she was in Arrested Development, but Whatnot doesn't know everybody. You don't know who's on the app. And I'm like, well, my good friend Tasha LeRae, she's an artisan. And I said, oh, do you happen to love Arrested Development? He was like, are you kidding me? Of course I do. So
Yeah,
he, and I told him that, and he was tripping. So the next day, and that was the night before. So the next day, when Grant was on the stage, he came and sat next to my friend. He asked my friends, Chris and I, if he could sit next to us. And he said, Leslie, he was like, you're in my head now because now I've just been listening to Arrested Development. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. So I recently just I had asked him, I sent a message to him asking him about some other stuff. And I sent her profile so he could remember. And I just said, like, if you want to, I said, follow her or check her out. But because sometimes there's the sound check and they all speak to the camera and they'll say to her, like, is that everybody or whatnot? And they'll say, come and say hi and everything. It's a whole thing. Have you been to any of those shows? Have you ever been to catch those, Darren?
I managed to catch one, but it was really late.
Okay.
And I actually brought it up the other day when she was in the show. I says I came in and I fell asleep, and it was no,
Oh, yeah.
it was not a direct result of being in the sound check, but it was awesome because I think she did
Yeah.
a talk show after that with somebody as
Yeah. She
well.
comes, she comes on. She was talking about how she was did a poem with Yo Yo Ma. Come on now. She had just done a festival and Yo Yo Ma, and she was naming everybody. But I'm like, you had me at Yo Yo Ma, first of
Yeah,
all. Like, people don't know famous like, y'all, come
funny,
on.
and not even a funny story, but an interesting link that when if you look back in my Instagram on my reels to do with these cards, I think when I had the first big batch in, I used everyday people or people every day as
Yeah.
the song for the reel.
Wow.
That's just like for is it foreshadowing? It's just
Yeah.
like that because
Yeah.
also having been a DJ for a very long
Yeah.
time,
Yep.
Arrested Development is just like
Oh,
part of your
seriously.
collection. So
Seriously.
to have that connection and then
Yeah.
for her to be humble enough to just like go, yeah,
Just so humble
um,
about it. Just like,
I'm
it's just
like,
like a natural part. Like, that's her life though, and that's the cool thing about it. That is her
yeah, I
life.
love it.
And
I
so,
love it. And
but
to have that
that is
introduction
the
is fantastic.
connection. So all of us, we're just regular, everyday people. So we're just,
Yeah,
you love how I did that?
exactly though. It's the truth.
And that's we're just, and that, if you stop, so because like, that's a celebrity who
Yeah.
doesn't come off as a celebrity, even though we have a lot of whatnot people who want to be celebrity, right? And so keep yourself humble and just go
One
ahead,
thing I'll
Dan.
say about what not celebrity or what not stardom, I guess would be another thing, is the ones who the ones who crave it are the ones ultimately who never deserve it,
Yeah,
and that's always going to be the way.
yeah,
I like to think I'm just a guy that just turns up, and
yeah.
it was quite interesting at the where was I just? the New York meetup,
Hmm.
where Hodge is famous. Don't get me wrong; she is like she's a celebrity on this app for sure in her own circles. Right?
Yeah.
There are people
Right.
who don't know who she is.
Right.
There are people who
Right.
don't know who Leslie is. Can you believe
Yeah.
it? There are people who don't know who I am. There are people who don't know who anybody in this chat is.
I'm
But
always surprised by the people who do know who I am.
that's what that's going to get to. It's like when you're standing there, and people are coming up to you and saying, Can you sign this card? Can you do this? Or have you got one of those cards?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm in your shows all the time. I just never
Wow.
speak." And you're like,
That's
"Okay, cool. There's your card. I'll sign
yeah.
it for you, no problem."
That's it's
And
trippy.
and it is so trippy, but believe me when I say this, um, the community team the community team see that, believe me, and they either reinforces the fact that they have actually made the right decision
Yeah.
to invite you into the
Right.
community host team,
Right.
or just reinforce the fact that having made that you're not just some
Yeah.
weirdo on the
Yeah.
internet,
Yeah.
which we all are
Yeah. I
effectively,
know.
but you're not just some weirdo on the internet
Yeah.
that is out to cause
Yeah.
mayhem and trouble.
Yeah.
You're actually somebody who people admire and look up
Yeah.
to. And I pride myself on being somebody that
Yeah.
has an open door. If it's
Yeah.
business, if it's
Yeah.
personal, if it's anything,
Yeah.
you can confide in me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we speak about the vault an
Yeah.
awful
We,
lot
we
when
speak
we're all
about the
talking
vault.
amongst ourselves.
It's in the vault. Yeah.
Nothing, if you do not want it to go any further, it
Yeah.
will go no further. In fact, I'll be open and honest and say it often goes in one ear and out the other. If I'm just somebody to have that
Hmm.
conversation with at that point in
Yeah.
time, use me, because I'm always open for that.
Yeah. Um.
And that's what I see as sort of being
Yeah. Stay
celebrity
in it.
role.
Tipsy Vault. Are you coming to the North Carolina meetup? I'll be in Charlotte next month. But one thing that I was going to say, this really important, you've touched on it, and I've touched on it about like attending meetups. A guest is great to attend the meetups that our friends are at. The Whatnot sponsored meetups, don't look at it from the perspective of like teaching or whatever. Darren is a prime example, and hopefully I have this same experience next month. But at the summit, what they're running all around, they didn't have a lot of time. I will say that Kenny took a lot of time to like come. I mean, it was the last. It was actually he was heading to the dinner, and he came and like talked to me at the table and everything, because he was really like, how are you doing and everything like that. And he's always like that, but like you got a little bit more time because it was a smaller event, it was a smaller dinner, they had time to talk to you, that was the focus of it. And so if you really want to have an impact, whether it be small or whatever, you may have a little bit more time to sit down. You don't know who's going to be there in these situations. It's Casey, it's Kenny, it's been Kiyomi, it's been, you never know who may pop up at an event depending on where they're at. If you're in New York, I don't know, Tom might hop in. I don't know. You're in LA, Andy might be there. You never know. So take the time and go to these events.
Yep.
And that is really where the one-on-one time, like Darren was saying, you know, Kenny, we love Kenny. He doesn't see everything until it's in front of him. And so we can now that will segue into the binders that Retro Lucky Ducks had.
Yeah. Well, exactly what Leslie just said. I'll say that when I went to the New York meetup, that was my first Whatnot sponsored meetup that
Mhm.
I'd ever been to. So I'd been to Vegas. I'd been to how many other ones I'd been to? I'd been to
Miami, Vegas, Summit. Yeah.
Miami, Vegas, Summit,
Yeah.
then
And
New
New York.
York, and I'm going to Detroit at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my lineup. The first Whatnot is sponsored one. My takeaway from it was structure and um, availability
Mm.
of the community team. Now, I spoke to Kenny at the back of the room, even whilst the presentation was going on, because we genuine. I feel, and I don't know if this was one sided. I think we had a good connection, and we spoke candidly about a lot
Yeah.
of things. We had a really interesting conversation. We also had some fun conversation. and I took full advantage of Kenny at that point in time, and I think he did the same with me,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
feed off of each other.
Yeah.
And the same with Casey. Casey was working the room a bit more. She was doing
Mhm.
the interview,
Right.
so she was working the room with everyone. But when it came down to it, we sat down for dinner. I was actually the last person to go up. I got the scraps at the end because I was also using that opportunity to work
He
the
said I
room,
got the
right?
scraps. I'm sorry, I'm moving my phone around. Go ahead.
I was using that opportunity also to work the room. I was part of the Hodge did a fun game, and I was one of the clues. So people were coming to me. I gave out a few baguettes, squishy baguettes, all those sorts of things. So after that,
He
people
gave out
then
the
wanted me to ask
baguettes.
me questions and stuff like that. So speaking of what,
No, I said he gave out the baguettes.
I gave out a few baguettes. What can I say? So there was that. But then when we actually sat, Kenny stole my seat at the table. Right. I just want to put that out there. He's he's a small man. I could have moved him easily, but I allowed him. I allowed him the grace of sitting down. So I pulled up a chair, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, did I take your spot?" And I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. I'll grab a chair." So I stole Tony's. I went and literally got another chair and put myself between Tony and Kenny. That's where I was sat at the table. Don't you dare. So anyway, we sat down. Where I had some dinner. Um, they had their dinner. Whatever. We're talking about it, and then just the subject of actually the first subject point of conversation was I actually said to Kenny, Kenny, I don't think you realize how much money people are making with these cards, and I went in hard with that one, and I pulled Hodge up on it, and I says, Hodge, because she's at the table with us. We're all sort of sitting, and I said, Hodge, it's in the thousands, isn't it? Because she's open about it as well. She's made a lot of money from those cards, and she's like, "Yes, Kenny, you would not believe." And then there's other people that come in and chip in saying, "Yeah, I've made money with the year now." Anyway, step in Retro Lucky Ducks, who always saves the day. Lisa, shout out, massive shout out to Lisa.
Every time she did the same thing with Grant. Yep.
She did the same thing with Grant. She pulls out those binders, and then it's like, holy shit, what are in these binders, right? So um Kenny is there looking through the binders, right? And he's like, oh, this is really cool. Look at that. There's this person, there's that person, you get to see who they all are. And he's halfway through binder one. He's like 200 people through, right? And it doesn't stop. He just keeps going, and he's getting really into it. And um he came out with something which I instantly clapped back at him for because I felt he wasn't doing it justice. And he said it's amazing how whatnot adjacent this product is. Now that is a very corporate way of saying this is really cool how this is
Yeah.
whatnot, right?
Right.
And I said, Kenny, it's more than that. Every single person in that book is a whatnot
Witness
seller.
selling.
Every single person in that book. And she has two of them. You know what I mean? So he's looking through it, and he's like, "You're right. Actually, I had no idea." And he said this. He says, "I had no idea how big this was." And I says, "Kenny, this is just starting. This is only 500 people. You know what I mean? 500 people, and we're
Right.
talking about millions of people coming to the app every week.
Yeah.
500 people."
Yeah.
So I then went into my pitchy self and said, I would love for this to be a whatnot product.
Hmm.
And we actually spoke in at great length after that fact. He was still flicking through, looking
Yeah.
at everybody's faces and names, and then he handed it back and he says, "Listen, can I see the next one?" And then he started flicking through that as well. And Lisa has an incredible number of cards, right? So hello, she has lots of A's, B's, C's, alphabet
Hmm.
cards, all those cards.
Hmm.
So all of those are in her second binder, and he was looking through those, and he says, "This is amazing." Casey came over, and then that's when we started talking about the sorts of meetups that I'd like to do,
Hmm.
and I'm like, the meetup I'd like to do would like to be open to everyone, obviously,
Yeah.
but I already have a community of 600 people,
Yeah.
you know, that
Wow.
might want to come along and
That's
just
crazy.
trade cards.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's insane. And I'm like, so if I'm going to do something with whatnot, we have to think a little bit bigger than 120 people
Yeah.
in a place for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to think about how do and I'm talking very
That's
selfishly,
already
is
bigger.
for
That's already bigger than the summit.
that's already bigger than the summit, and I think that was brought up at some point. But I don't want to be disparaging against the summit because I thought that was fantastic. But
Right.
I'm like, if this product became a part of the summit, how cool would that be? And they're like, "What do you mean? How do you think? How do you think that would work?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, what? Why don't we create a meetup card for every person that comes to the summit, where they can only get it at the summit? How about we make a card for every single person that comes to one of the Whatnot meetups, so that they can only get at a Whatnot meetup?"
Yeah.
I even let them into the vault of my brain and said, "Why don't you just get? Why don't you make a map of the USA as a jigsaw puzzle, each one with a coin that interlinks, and every time you go to one of your meetups they get the coin, and then they can make that is going to encourage people to travel, to meet people, to integrate with each other. Okay, some of it singles out some of those that can't afford,
Yeah.
but it also gives something to aspire to who
Yeah.
can, and to build towards, and
Yeah.
to save for, to build their own communities and make that happen. And that didn't go unnoticed. That was like, that's amazing ideas.
Yeah.
Casey was like, "Oh, why, how do you come up with these sorts of
Yeah.
things?" And I say
Yeah.
that from a place of being humble
Yeah.
about it, but
Mhm.
they were genuinely like interested in
Mhm.
that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, get Grant on the phone.
Yeah.
Grant, give me $1 billion of Whatnot money, and I'll go and
Yeah,
make you three.
only 1 billion. But to speak to natural state of high, V Friends he's already on V Friends' radar too. So
I'm on V Friends radar for sure. I don't know if I'm in the right place. I think I might be on more of an investor's
yeah,
radar than I am
yeah,
actually Gary V
yeah,
style radar. But
yeah,
I love what they do, but also feel that what I do is completely different.
yeah,
I
yeah.
work on I'm not making characters. I'm
Right.
literally turning people into collectibles.
Yeah,
Now I think that's something that V Friends is actually about to start doing for
yeah,
celebrities,
yeah,
which is great. I think that's going to be
yeah.
fine. They'll make tons of money doing that,
Hmm.
um, and I can respect that.
Yeah.
I also know that they have an in then with each other,
Yeah.
and
But
I
that's
get left
okay.
on the
All you
wayside.
need is to just be hello Gary V. That's all. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to evolve into anything else. You
I'm
sell on whatnot. Gary sells on whatnot. That's really
I'm
the
not in
connection.
competition with Gary V.
Yeah, you're
You know
not
what I
in
mean?
competition. Yeah. And that's
And that's
exactly it.
what we spoke
That's
about earlier. You're in competition with yourself. If
yep.
I didn't if I didn't do that to myself, put
Yeah.
myself in that position
Yeah.
to make sure that people know that my
Yeah.
product was the first one for
Yeah.
a start,
Yeah.
and is the best quality,
Mhm.
and is the best quality that I can make it with my
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
Um, exactly, and that's what we're saying, isn't it, D? We're in competition with ourselves. It's not I'm
Yeah.
not fighting Gary V and Gary
Yeah.
V money. I'm fighting myself and making sure
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah.
striving to be better
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
number one in my own game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
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 it's
that's what I'm doing right now.
and
So
it's just like we were saying, it's a community that's building itself. That's why, because I know how you feel about that, right? Like it started organically and it was something as you wanted to do. I myself am very excited of the potential growth because I say this all the time. And I say it to myself, I'm like, how else would you meet this man with the Scottish accent who lives in France, right? Like actually, and we're friends, right? Because like next week Darren and I need FaceTime. Like that's how, like, we sit down and we talk or whatever, but or he listens to me talk. He talks too.
yeah,
He talks too. But I think, but that's the cool thing, right? Like, how else? I've met people, but like, how else? And now the community has grown because at the summit, I didn't know how, like, a lot of people know me because of the cards, right? They come to the summit and they're like, like, can you sign my card, or I have your card, or whatever, or do you have a summit card? And I'm like, that is really great. So the community itself is building itself, and that's what people need to understand. Like, Darren is making the cards,
I just
but
let the
if we didn't buy the cards, the community wouldn't grow. That's what people need to understand. He can do all the work he wants to do behind the scenes, but if we ourselves didn't invest in the product, then there would be no community.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
It's true. It is true. And we don't talk about religion or
Yeah.
politics, just to answer
Yeah.
your question.
Yeah.
But we're talking about pretty much everything else. This is business and friends chat. This is what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's I am learning and I feel forced upon sometimes to learn, and I have to learn every day,
Yeah.
to accept that what I am doing is and has changed people's lives. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get I get a weird feeling, so excuse me for
Yeah.
just getting choked up about that. But some people, oof, that hit something. Some people have said, Leslie, you're gonna have to go and speak. Silent. Don't say silent on this one. Some people have said that what I do has helped them, pay their bills,
Mhm.
and it's very hard for me. Ugh,
Second time
it
we get him
doesn't.
choked up. Second time we get him in tears. I'm on here, y'all. No, yeah, yeah.
It's hard,
Well, yeah,
because
it's but the best. But what I love
it's a
about
hard
that
thing to
is that
it's a
I
hard
love
thing to
that
accept to
that
do.
it's humbling. That's the fact. That's the perfect piece of it. Is that is no expectation on your part,
Yeah,
and you're like not under like you're not feeling that, but that's the humility about it, and so
yeah,
you deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it. Like you're building friendships, you're building community, you are helping. Like I see it especially for the people who come in and go like I'm not big enough, I'm not a big enough seller, and they get their cards and they sell it that first time, like that $69. Like Hodge has a bigger community, so I'm not surprised by that, right? Like when you talk about the first card and everything, it was probably that initial surprise, but
yeah. It
going
was.
forward now, that's not a surprise. The surprise element and to me the excitement and all the things is the person who I watched you make their card and they were like, I don't know, or I saved for this card, I saved for this card, or now you have 50 cards and I can afford it now, it's in my financial space,
Yeah,
and then they get the card and they sell that first card, or now this amazing raid train and they get on this raid train and they sell and it's a light bulb that goes on for them and it has helped them. There's so many people who have financial challenges that we're not aware of, we all
is
to
that
a
yeah?
degree, and
And,
so
and
I love it. I love watching that. I've been in those shows. Like I've been in those shows and I get misty myself where people are like, and their flash sales are going or they hold it up and it's like it's so amazing. And then people come back. Or you can type in ThriftWorks. You can type in thrift shop cards and take you to. You wake up and somebody has purchased your card. It's a whole thing. It's a whole
yeah,
thing. And so
and
just
I
yeah,
don't do this for sympathy or
yeah,
anything because I don't
yeah,
believe that you can be sympathetic towards
yeah,
something like that. It
yeah,
really is something that weighs on my shoulders an awful lot,
yeah,
and being told it never gets easier.
yeah,
It's not like it upsets me because somebody's what makes is trying to make me feel special or anything
yeah.
like that. It's just one it's one thing after another, and you've sometimes there's a disconnect between how
What you
many
doing in there,
people
retro lucky ducks?
doing this for the clips. So sometimes there's people that forget that I'm dealing with 600 individuals,
Mhm.
and I hear personal stories. And George sees some of the messages, but a lot of people know that George can see the messages, so they come to my
Guys, get
Instagram.
out of here.
Yeah, some people knows that there are other people involved in my business, so they
Yeah,
take things privately and they go
yeah,
to my Instagram and we chat
yeah,
about things, and it, it I wouldn't want any other way. I wouldn't want it any other way.
yeah,
I actually enjoy listening to people,
yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's a weird
And,
one,
and so
it's
he's
this
been here to
every
let's
time it
talk
just
about the
gets me.
other well, so and then the other side of it, I like the business perspective. I like your business as ThriftWorks USA. I like what's working over there with you and George, and you're figuring things out, and you've got premier status. And thrift shop cards, I love how you keep growing where now you have this separate account that you can focus on the cards. What I love, you should sometimes Zodi and I are behind the scenes and we're texting each other, is when you stand your ground about your
Yeah,
business.
Yeah.
That's what I love. You come and it's similar to kind of like my personality because yes, I talk, I love people, but when I'm serious about something, I'm serious, right? Like people get so familiar that they forget that you are running a business and you
Yeah. That's
when
true.
you give them when you give them a timeline, please be respectful of the timeline, right?
Yeah.
It's not fun and games because you are running a business. You have a time that you want to get things done. So I love the fact that you stand your ground and you do what needs to be done for your business. All that goes hand in hand. So I love watching it. You know, I'll send you a message after a show or whatever. I love watching it, and I love the fact that yeah, the
I love doing
authenticity
it.
is so refreshing.
I love
Yeah.
doing it, and I think that shines through. I get very emotional about it. I don't get very emotional about it very often,
Yeah.
but something, I don't know, something just hit me just there, because normally I'm very black and white about
Hmm.
things, right?
Hmm.
And it's when it comes down to it, when you build something that you really believe in and you love, and oh, all those things, it everything about it is you. So
Hmm.
when you have something lots, and you don't even have to have lots invested in it. You just
Yeah.
have to have your whole person, your whole self
Yeah.
invested in
Yeah.
something. And
Yeah.
when you see it grow, and then you see it grow into
Yeah.
something of its
Yeah.
own that starts to grow
Yeah.
itself, it's so, so. What did somebody say the other day? There was like, it's like, it's like, must be like having a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you literally have built
Yeah.
something
Right.
yourself, and then you've let it go,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you've let it see it do
Yeah.
its thing. And
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
come and they try to copy that, but I think um I think ultimately when something is built so organically with so
Hmm.
much love,
Yeah.
you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
You can't
And
copy that. It's
and
something which is just itself, its own
yeah.
entity. And
And
we're only at 500-600 people,
I
and
know. I
that's, and
know.
it's
But
amazing.
also the cool thing, because I've seen it work. I saw it at the summit, and I just kind of see it consistently as it's growing. Like unbeknownst, you basically have a team of people who are really, really supporting you. Like, look how we worked at this summit. Like, we can describe it and talk about everything that we want. You had a goal, and my goal as your friend is to help you accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And I
Thank you.
already knew, like I said, I literally said to Tom the night before that I wanted to meet Grant. And he was like, if I'm by Grant and you're around, I will give you the nod. And my goal was, if I get the nod, I'm going to find like Darren. We had, if that's all you kept saying, if I can just get in front of Grant. And people do not realize that if you set goals, and if you move on those goals, he could have lost that opportunity and just said, there's Grant across the room or whatever. But he came in with a plan. And when you have people who support you, this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
You support each other, right? You could, because somebody could have been like, yeah, like, forget Darren or whatever. But we went on a mission to help him because we care about him and we want that growth. I want that growth. Wherever
And
he wants to go, if I
I
can help
appreciate
him, I'm going to
every
help him.
single person.
But Dee and Lisa and George, that's what we believe in. That's right. We believe in you. We believe in it. And I believe in just more as the individual, because as an individual, you're going to take whatever
I
it
mean,
is you
I'm
want
not
to do. Yeah.
even even I'm not humble enough to say that I know that I'm much bigger than these
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
These cards are part of me. These cards are a product that I've created, invented, you know, for people to enjoy, make money,
Yeah.
improve their
Yeah.
business acumen, all these sorts of things. It's kind of like a learning thing
Yeah.
for people now.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm also the person who has overcome, and this isn't all about me. This is just anyone can apply this to any
Sure.
aspect of their business.
Sure.
But I'm also the person that's overcome international tariffs to stay
Yeah.
relevant on an app which is US centric. I'm also the person who will make stickers for people without. Zodi
Yeah.
makes stickers as well, but
Yeah.
just like, here's have some stickers, have some fun
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, every time Leslie speaks about me, she doesn't stop speaking for 10 minutes. But
Yeah.
at that point in time, it's not about. I don't. I'll say to Leslie, "Shut up." Leslie, stop talking
And
about
I'll
me.
say,
Move
you
on.
can't tell me what to do.
I can't tell you what to do. But
Yeah.
it's doing that and being that person every time without question. That's the person that you should want to be. You want to be that person that people look at and go, that guy never stops, or that
Yeah.
woman never stops.
Yeah.
Be that person that never stops. And it is
Yeah.
it's about keep going, and we'll always say that because that's such a good message.
Yeah.
But be that person that people see, who always has something on, who always is doing something extra. If you
Yeah.
know you want to say extra, just be seen as that person, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know what this is today. Sock puppet or something, because Chef Franny came and I did the same thing. Like, y'all don't
Do you know what?
stop.
Another thing I'll say that's not going to make me cry is that what Sassy just said there was the see Grant's face. I wouldn't have seen Grant's face in that moment with that video
Yeah.
unless George had
Yeah.
taken that video.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that
And
crazy? Yeah.
and George took that
Yeah.
video, and that captured perfectly what I want from that product. I want
Yeah.
somebody, although he didn't know it existed, I want somebody to see anybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be the CEO
Yeah.
of Whatnot. Can
Yes.
be, who's never been in one of these shows
Yeah.
before. I've never
Yeah.
seen Handcraft Love, right? Handcraft Love. You've come into this show, and I would like you to be able to experience a product, a takeaway, and be feel like a kid at Christmas, or just feel like a child again,
Yeah.
because it's like, wow, that's so fun, that's
Yeah.
new, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
It was extra
Hey,
for him
Sarah.
because it was him on a card,
Yeah.
and he's like, that's me. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. I need can
Yeah.
I have He was like, can I have another
Yeah.
one? He said, can you sign my card? How
Oh.
how crazy is that to
Yeah.
say? Because I just gave him some, and he
Yeah.
says, "Oh no,
Yeah.
I only need two." I says, "No,
Yeah.
take a couple extras." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Can you make sure you
Yeah.
sign one of mine?" And
Isn't
he
that
just left
crazy?
it.
I know. I
That's
gave him I had
that's
originally,
life.
well, he signed my card and I gave him a Leslie at the Summit card. And then I was like, "Oh, here's my Philly John card." And he was like, Can you sign it?" I was like,
I love that,
yo. So he has a Leslie at the Summit and a Philly John card, and he
and he
asked me to
has them
sign
in
it.
his personal collection in his
Yes.
home.
I was like, um, yeah, hello. And I just showed you the card he signed for me. I was number two after D. And then I walked away because I didn't want to take his time. So I moved away to let everybody else, but that, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
whole thing.
he
It's a
had them
whole
in his
thing.
wallet. He had them
Yeah.
in his
And
wallet, and he took
so,
them.
this is one thing, not to get too deep into it. We know that people like, copy and they try to do things. Make no mistake about it. No matter what, no one has been in front of Grant except for Darren, right? Like that's the
with
cool
with
thing.
with a
They're
product
founder
like this.
approved with him signed, emailed, a connection to meet up again later. So no matter what, right? This is the place to be. And so often, imitate it,
I'll say
never
it now.
duplicate it.
I'll say it now. Don't underestimate me when it comes to making sure that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
And when it comes to those cards, you will see those at Whatnot events.
yeah,
And I'll say that
yeah,
now. I'll make sure of
yeah,
that. I'll make sure that happens.
yeah,
These cards will be either adopted the idea, Whatnot will either adopt the idea and make their own, or I'll speak with them and make
yeah,
it so accessible for them that they'll ask me to do it for them, and
yeah.
that's going to be one of
Oh,
the two
without a
outcomes,
shadow of a doubt,
and
without a
that'll
shadow
be
of a
it.
doubt. Yeah.
And
And
and I can say that confidently because I
yeah,
believe in myself,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
think that's ultimately what we all have to do.
yeah. And
Put
that's
your
it.
mind to something, and you'll be able to do
And
it.
do it. And that's the key. And I told Darren, whatever help, like if he wants to do, if he's doing a meetup, whatever help or whatever. And that's really the key.
And if I
Uh
don't do it, I'll shave my head. I'll shave all my hair off, and I'll be a bald, beautiful bald black woman for the rest of my life.
oh my gosh. I cannot with him. I can't. This is it right here. You know. Does anybody have like any questions? Anything
Yeah,
weighing
this
on
is
you?
it.
Anybody want to ask us anything as we're like
Because
winding?
because time is money,
Yeah.
and I can't be
Yeah,
bothered
Bunny
dealing with
had
your
the
business
best
any
question
longer.
last time. Anybody have anything that's on your mind? You want to ask Darren? You want to ask me? Oh D, don't oh D. I'll be scared. I'm scared with D. I don't know. She said not now. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh. It says,
What if we want to get some cards made, but we're not in the thrifty industry? Are you able to make those? You mean like in vintage decor or something? Or these are for anybody. You can sell anything. There are people who sell trading cards, gold, silver, gemstones,
yeah.
plants,
But you have to be
vintage
a
decor.
whatnot seller. You have to be
But
a
you have to be a
whatnot
whatnot
seller.
seller. Yeah,
Yeah.
cross category.
Yeah. It's definitely,
Sell
yeah. So you can
snacks.
sell, you
You know,
should Bunny sells
these are for
snacks.
anybody who's a whatnot
Yeah.
seller.
Yeah.
They're not for buyers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I mean, there's the answer to that question, and
so
I'll
next
stick
week
by
we'll
that for
be
the rest
in
of it.
next week we'll be in Michigan. Are you excited about that trip?
Yes. Are we going to be in Michigan for this? Or are we going to be back home for this
We'll be
show next
home.
time?
We'll be home. So
Oh,
the 30th will be the next one. Yeah. So I come home on the 28th. You come home on Sunday. Yeah. So you I know Chef Franny with her own card. So wonderful. I
I know I was saying
love
that yesterday. It's great to see
like
a
yeah,
pair, like a duo
yeah,
working together.
yeah,
And now Chef
yeah.
Franny has her own
No, I
card
love how
line.
they kind of like separated off and still one business. It says I'm looking for someone who can make a custom silicone mold for concrete.
And
Know
Black
anyone?
Labs have, is it large? Because you can do that yourself.
I was going to
I've,
say you can make your own silicone molds. I'm actually working
I
on a couple of my own
yeah,
for some fake.
I've
Yeah,
done that before as well, and
yeah,
YouTube's your friend. All you need to
yeah,
know is about letting the it settle in the bubbles
yeah,
and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Get the
Vacuum
A
if
and
you want to
B.
vacuum it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. You can do just Pinterest or YouTube. You can
But
go
if you
and
want somebody to do it
research.
for you, I guess you'll be able to find somebody. I would find
Mhm.
somebody local that you can actually look at some of the work they've
Yeah,
done.
that and that. Yeah, you use cabbage leaves once. There we go. I think
CGC,
that's really great. Yeah, but like so yeah, next week is Michigan. I'm excited to like see some friends and everything. See what kind of food is there. Get to meet get to hug CG Boomerang Echo. Long hug too. Long hug.
listen,
Um
I'll hold her down whilst you hug her for sure.
Yep. She keep trying. I don't even group hug. Even better
Ooh,
natural state of high. That's what
what's
I'm
on the
talking
menu?
about.
What's on the menu, by the way? Because
I don't
that'll
I
decide.
exactly like what kind of food? What kind of food? Um no, so what? Taekwondo, whatever. It's gonna be many of us. So that group hug is not gonna help you. You hold her
Listen,
arms, I hold her legs.
do I need to double up? Will I need to double up portions at the buffet breakfast, or are we going to get well fed? That's what I need to know.
Well, we're gonna put that on Julie. Where you at, Julie? Julie, I mean, I've been told that there's going to be some good food, right? So
Ooh, what
I'm
hot dogs
I
with
know that
ketchup.
Thursday night is going to be dinner. I know a lot of people are coming on Wednesday, but I know Thursday night I'm looking for some food. So the first thing I need, I already told Julie. First thing after I get off the plane, I'm gonna need some coffee. I need some coffee because I am not spending anything at the airport. I started bringing my own water bottle.
Black Lab, if it's big or small, but if you need like digital design, I've used them loads. Just go to like places like Fiverr. There's a website called Fiverr, and find yourself a good
Yeah,
digital artist, and they'll make you a 3D model.
yeah,
And then
fiber is good.
what you're gonna need then is, depending how big it is, if it's for candles or something,
Yeah,
I guess it'd be quite small. But what you're gonna need then is a 3D print of it, and then you're able to make your silicone mold.
yeah,
But once you have a 3D print, you'll make a
yeah,
silicone mold and no problem.
yeah. I used to make some good money on Fiverr. Question: what's the one thing you did this year that had the biggest impact on your business?
Well,
For
if
me,
you
it was the summit. It was absolutely the summit for me. It was my saying yes to the summit and just really being open to even the changes that were made. And it gave me the ability to meet like again the executives. Like, we before the new portion of the community host, we used to meet those executives. Bunny's been a part of that. We used to meet Sassy Ventures Chicken D. We used to meet these executives once a month on
yeah.
Zoom. And so it was so great to like see people that we met, but also the education, and also to see what Whatnot looks like in real time in front of us, right?
Yeah.
I Every person that was there very kind. They jumped in to help. I don't think there was a bad word spoken. The setup, for it to be their first summit, it was amazing. But the networking, that so far, I don't know if anything in terms of meetups can top that. My individual business, my growth potential for that, like the best thing to happen to me was I was a speaker, so I was able to attend dinner with Tom and Andy. Right? If you
Yeah.
don't know who they are, I'm not telling you who they are. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own. But like speaking with Andy, spending time with Andy, Andy kind of like forgot because even he said to Paul, he's like, "You kind of look familiar." And Paul was like, "Andy, I've seen you on Zoom." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to say it." And I'm like, "Well, if he don't remember Paul, he definitely not going to remember me." And so, but we were talking, and at one point I was kind of sitting there because I was in the middle of the table across from Daily Refinement, and Andy was like, "Leslie, we need to bring you into this conversation. Like you're just like there because I'm back and forth going, end of the table." And he was like, "Let's talk." And so I get into the conversation. And then at the end of the conversation, though, it was time to go. And both tables, we hadn't interacted or anything. It was a lot that just went over our head. We didn't take photos or anything. But I went over the time, and I just like really the best part of my weekend. I went over to Tom and I said, "Hey Tom, I'm Leslie." And he was like, "Leslie, I know I know who you are." And I just seriously, I just thought that was like the cool, like, man, I have like I'm tears. He was like, "I know exactly who you are." And I'm pretty sure he remembered that because we have been on Zoom a lot. But also, I don't know if he was looking at everyone's user profile, but he said to me, "Your last three sales were fire." And I stopped and looked at him and I was like, My last three sales. He was like, "Your numbers are amazing." And he said, "You're on my radar." And that right there, y'all, I mean, like head of product and development. I did throw that out. He was just on last week talking 2 weeks ago, talking about templates. But like that right there, that means something to me that as Whatnot, all the millions of people that I'm seeing. And I think that's really important for people, whether Whatnot sees you or Darren and I see you or somebody in your community is really important. And that helps you. And that actually changed my business this year. As soon as I came home, I sat down and started working on a plan of what I wanted to look like. And I will tell you, I'd send a message to Zodi because y'all get you a friend like Natural State of High, for she's the best secret keeper, but she's also like she's a good person to keep you focused, but she also doesn't take sides or anything like that. So she's incredibly amazing that way. She's small but mighty. But
Don't
I
you ever
said to
tell our
her,
secrets.
yes, exactly. I sent her a message and I said, "My goal, and I'm going to share it with you, is 25,000 sales by July 20th. That's my birthday, and 30,000 sales by December." And of course, she was like, "You can do it." I did that more not just to brag, but that's kind of like I have an accountability partner, right?
Yep.
And so for me to put that out there, right? And it's not pressure because if I don't make it, I've done that where I haven't made it, but then 3 days later I make it, because I
Yeah.
don't want to like, but like I'm already on track. I like literally by the end of this month, it'll be 24,000 sales, and by July 20th, I'm golden, right? So this it really helped me push my business and some other things that I'm working on. And I'll eventually probably tell Zodi and Darren what I'm working on, but I need to I need to work it first and see if it works before I make it a part of my business. Yeah. So, yeah. But that was it for me. What about you, Darren?
That kind of sounds. Oh, am I still there? Yeah. I think for this year, it's difficult because for my business, it's twofold. My business is antiques. So
Mhm.
so for this year, the most important thing that has improved my business this year uh, has been the kick in the backside that um, I got from tariffs at the end of last year and forcing me to move my inventory to the States. That took my already existing good business and put me in the States with my already existing good business. But I had to
Yeah.
do that. So
Yeah.
it's not really something that happened which has improved my business. My business wouldn't exist if I hadn't taken that
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Um, the cards are effectively they're a business, but they don't make a lot of money for me. They generate a lot of
Yeah.
money, but I would say that's not the goal.
Yeah.
But we all know that some businesses work on a premise of generating money and not necessarily generating profit.
Yeah.
So if I was to take a twofold answer to that, it would be taking the leap, moving my inventory to the States, and reinventing my business as an American business, selling
Yeah.
French and European antiques, and also just believing in my product enough to not wimp out when things get tight, when you have to make products and do things, and a lot of people would have quit long before I did
Yeah.
or haven't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They would quit long before I would ever quit because they would be thinking this isn't making me money and they
Yeah.
ditch it.
Yeah.
So I'm like always open about it. The whole thing about the cards is community. If the idea for me was to be building that community to what it is just now and
Yeah.
beyond, I'm succeeding every day with
Yeah.
that. And that the cards really going full all in on it at the end of last year. Um, and the beginning of this year really is when the catalyst when
Yeah.
ball
Yeah.
started rolling with it. That's probably um, what's changed my business has been these cards
Yeah.
into something where I've split my time
Mhm.
into thrift shop cards account and also allowing George pretty much a free reign over the thrift works side of things when it comes to selling the antiques and doing everything else. I love discount shit out.
I love
So
discounts.
so yeah, I mean that for me, I look at business very, very differently from a lot of people. I and I'm not just saying this, I actually look at my business from a community perspective because I know it works
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Some
Yeah.
people only work on numbers
Yeah.
and income, and
Yeah.
that's fine for them. For me, I work on primarily
Yeah.
financials, but also really 30
Yeah.
to 40% of my
Yeah.
business I want to
Same.
build community,
Yeah.
and we are all on the right app if that is
Yeah.
the method that you want
Yep.
to take.
Yep.
And that for my business,
Yeah.
building community
Yeah.
is something that will always improve my business.
Yeah.
Um, Never think of community as an afterthought. Never
Yeah.
underestimate
Yeah.
community and your own community.
Yeah.
Like my community is my community, and I'll take
Exactly.
ownership of it every day. Um, we can all be intermixed in amongst it.
Yes.
Part of my community goes over there and
Yeah.
flirts with Leslie. Part of
Yeah.
my community goes over there and flirts with the competition. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
But that competition's not my competition.
Exactly.
That's the way it looks. And so yeah, twofold: moving my business to the States and fragmenting my business into
Yeah.
two and building community.
Yeah.
That's ultimately
Right.
elevated my game
Yeah. Yeah.
personally and forced me to
Yeah.
become more successful at what I want to do,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is what I want to do. Ultimately, I'll do what I want to do, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Community is really important. I think that people miss that a lot. Like, I'm really big on community, right? I'm really big on that for myself. And I say this in my shows because every show is catered to whoever's going to come in there, right? There's people selling, but whoever goes in there, the show is for the people who are coming in and purchase. Some people are like fast paced, some people don't mind people yelling at them, whatever it is. In my shows, and I do say this often because I do like the chat, but I also love to motivate and teach. So I'll sell some soap, but in that selling of the soap, I'm giving you some nuggets that you can kind of take to grow your own business because like someone will come in like I said in the same day two soap sellers came in, right? And the one soap seller said to me she was instantly blocked in a show. And then the other person, they're new, and they were like, "Oh wow, you're open to talking." I was like, "I don't care if you're here. I'm my competition. You're not." I was like, "I don't care if there's 100 people on here, right?" And the key is finding what works for you. Now, copying is a whole different thing. I'll give you as much knowledge as I have, but I won't tell you where I'm getting my supplies and things like that. But you're more than welcome. My show is open for everyone as long as you don't cause any problems. We're good. You are no, if you know yourself and you know your business, you there should be an issue. Of course, people are going to come in and try to take or steal or copy. You can't control that. You can only control what you do. So, in when you're running your business, treat your business and treat everybody the way you would want to be treated. And I want people to be welcoming, but also I personally don't usually go into people's shows and like ask questions and things like that while they're selling. So what I do is I'm just talking in general. So I'll say that's why I talk about my goals. It is okay to talk about your goals. Everybody, listen, before this show is over, my goal is to make 50 sales. That's my minimum. And watch your community show up for you, right?
Yep.
You got people buying stuff that they didn't expect to buy. Now, don't be the person to say you don't have to do that. Somebody's tipping you, let them tip you. Let them do whatever they want to do in your show. I mean, as long as they're not causing problems. But if they want to buy, because eventually one of the cool things with soap compared to you buying a Gucci bag that you feel like you don't need to buy just to help the person, the soap is going to be used. I'm hoping you're using it. People like somebody was in my show, two different people, they were gifting their children's teachers with the soap. Like, to me, that is everything. Like, don't get me choked up
Totally.
like with Darren. That is everything. And so I'm teaching how you do have some goals. And then I say, listen, everybody, my goal before the end of the night is to hit 23,000 sales. And when I say 2 weeks ago, that's what happened. Let people know what your goals are. Your people are going to support you. Motivate them, right? As people are coming in, I don't let a lot of drama come in. I don't let people dump on the chat, but there will be some that squeeze through, or I'll just organically say, you got to keep putting in the work. You got to keep. I'm like, I tell people this is 4 years in the making, and I haven't arrived anywhere, and I hope that I never do, that it keeps on pushing me out of my comfort zone every single day. But community is really important. Making money, but also building a community of people. How do you get people in your room? Just keep showing up, be yourself, be welcoming, be engaging, and you can not only for people to come in, but to stay. And also, people staying in your room doesn't have to look like 100 people. Like I have sold out shows with 15 people in my show. And it may have started off with 40. Those people have purchased their soap and they've moved on, and 15 remaining. Those 15 people was waiting for some of those 25 people to leave so that they can get their soap. And that's the way that it works sometimes.
One thing, yeah, exactly. That is so true. And also, one thing I'll say as a testament to me and Leslie working together and putting on a show like this. Listen, we've had between 30 and 50 people in this room, like continuously for the whole thing.
Yeah.
We could have had 150 people in this room if we were doing seller gifted
Yep.
chats and
Yep.
and all these things throughout the show. Neither one of us are those people.
Yeah.
So we want the 30 to 50 people
Yeah.
who want to come in and just organically talk and be a part of a
Yeah.
community that doesn't have to continuously be paying in
Yeah.
for community. But I said
Yeah.
it earlier, Zodi put it up on the screen. Community's not for sale. Community's to build, and it
Yeah.
should be done organically. It
Yeah.
should be done for free, as in my view. And uh, we're doing that now. Who
Yeah.
knows where we'll be in six
Yeah.
months' time or a
Yeah.
year's time if we
Yeah.
keep doing this show?
I know.
Hopefully we do. And
We will.
next year come back and what are we on? Is this
Yeah.
June? Middle of
Yeah.
June? 40 to 50 people.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be next year.
Exactly. And it's
See where we'll be in
cool
6 months.
because
That's
we're sharing the love on both our accounts, and that's what makes it like so sweet as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'll read into Leslie. Leslie reads into me, and then we just talk. We're not going to
Yeah.
say, right,
Yeah.
everyone stop everything because we're about to
Yeah.
advertise this
Yeah.
person who just gave us $10 or
Exactly. Yeah,
$15.
and it'll say, well, it's getting people because their title says it too. So they're telling you what they're giving away, or like, oh, of course somebody's going to be in there giving away iPad, and you're going to sit in there and wait for the
Yeah.
iPad, or wait. Like, so that is what people need to understand. That is what you look read the title, look at the thumbnail or the cover photo. I am happy with those days when I do Mindset Monday. To somebody else, 30 people sitting in my show, there are 30 people who want to be in your show and you're just talking. Keep understanding this. Your value is in you, not in what you're giving away. So I don't even blink at that. Yes, I may then a couple people may raid me and it may stay at 60 or 70. I don't care anything about that because I've seen my shows work without that happening. So know your value. And if you don't know it, you need to reevaluate that. You need to figure out how you yourself do it for yourself, how you yourself can grow on this platform without all the fake tricks and all that, right? Because it can happen. You be okay with having 10 to 15 people in your show because eventually if you've earned it, it will build up. Also, 10 like in those shows, people aren't really buying anything. They're in there because they want the giveaways. They want the give. It's 126 people in your show. Some of these
Yep.
shows that are going on now, they want the gift that they're not in there. So those make that right there is just metrics for the outside people to see so that they can come in and say, what's going on in there? I need to be in there, you know?
There's a horrible trade-off, and people fall into this trap. Sellers, of those numbers come because of those giveaways,
Yep.
and those giveaways drain their resources.
Hmm.
And the people don't buy anything because they're there for the giveaway. And
Yep.
if you didn't do giveaways, you wouldn't get the
Yeah.
numbers. So
Yeah.
it's that constant
Yeah.
mental battle that
Yeah.
you have to have with yourself. That you need
Yeah.
to value the people that are there for
I know.
free,
And
and
that's it's
and
it's a
that's every single person in
yeah.
this room right now. It's me
Yeah.
also, it's Leslie also.
Yeah.
We're here for free. We're all here to talk or
Yeah.
listen. You don't need to
Yeah.
be involved. You
Yeah.
just need to want to
Yeah.
be around. And
Just
that's
hanging.
what makes the
Yeah.
difference.
And I've seen it. It's people, and I don't know people, and I'm not saying any names. If you're on the community, you can see, but I've seen people thinking that they can shift from selling premier sellers shift and they've lost their wings. I saw that happen to like one person just recently, and I'm like, wow, because they had shows and they were selling, and then you go through and all now they're just like these shows. That is not where like is that where you want to stay? Is that where you want to
Unfor-
stay?
Unfortunately, I've seen the other side of it, Leslie, where
Oh, I've seen that too.
there are a lot of, and I can say this confidently, there are a lot of relatively unsuccessful people
Yeah.
also come onto this app and see that method,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they become Premier Shop off the
Yeah.
back of it,
Yeah.
and they are only making money. I find it quite dishonest, a
Yeah. Oh,
dishonest way to make
sure.
money.
Sure.
They might have a show selling what they normally sell, and
Yeah.
it's a washout every time.
Yeah.
But they'll go on and they'll do a community chat, which is nothing but what is it, the gift to chat thing
Yeah.
continuously. And we said it earlier in the show, that's how they have built their Premier Shop business and how they maintain their
Yeah.
Premier Shop
Yeah.
wings.
It's
And
it's
and
crazy.
I am astonished that it's even allowed to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
And
it's an interesting dynamic. Well, and again,
it
we
is an
never
interesting
know
dynamic.
we never know what's going to change, right? We never know. And one thing that I
I'd
think
love to see
everybody
a rug
just
pool.
said it again.
I would love to see a rug pool on it. I would love to
Oh yeah.
see Whatnot
And
say,
this is
listen, those gifted chats,
exactly.
they're gone.
Exactly. And it is an interesting thing because I don't think that they should be part of that should be part of Premiere. I really don't.
I don't.
Because the people who are really working and they're just short of Premiere, right? They're just short of it every month and they're working for it. And then they see this, right? And then it's now they have to deal with their conscience like, should I kind of go in that direction? And that's what happens. It is those sellers that are just like there 2 months ago, and they're like, you know what? I see so and so doing it. I'm going to do it, and that's what pushes them to
I
the
love
premier
the
status.
a lot of people don't like the Premier Shop status, or they don't aspire to it. I mean, Leslie says, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't,
Right?
nothing, right? And I love that philosophy and that methodology behind it. But I love the Premier Shop status goal, that people could have and should have for themselves.
Yep.
Not everyone needs it, not everybody
Yep.
wants it, but
Right.
I would say probably 90% of people, if you look at your stats, already qualify for
Yep.
it without the financial aspect of it, right?
Yep. Yep.
So that should
That's
be
me.
okay. That's Leslie, right? I'm teetering on the edge of it because I
Right.
have really good months and then I have
Right.
slower months. You'll find sometimes I will take business from my thrift shop account and take it to ThriftWorks
Yeah.
to give me an extra little boost to
Exactly.
keep me in the
Exactly.
thresholds. That's
Yeah.
how I run my
Yeah.
business, right?
Yeah.
But 90% of people, maybe even more than that, maybe
Yeah.
95% of people, if you go and
Mm-hmm.
look at your metrics,
Mm-hmm.
you'll
Yeah.
be bang on with shipping, you'll be
Yeah.
bang on with
Yeah.
on time scans, all the
Yeah.
rest.
Yep.
It'll be that financial goal that you are not attaining to get Premier Shop. Never ever look at that as a bad thing.
Exactly.
Never look at that as a bad thing.
Yeah.
If if you can build your business based on your core values of
Yeah.
every other criteria and
Yeah.
make that financial goal even once,
Yeah. Yeah.
that is the best
Yeah.
feeling in the world because you stand there and you
Yeah.
go, holy shit, I worked so
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
that I made that happen.
Yeah.
And then if you can maintain it, even better.
Yeah.
If you lose the wings,
Yeah.
don't feel
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
because the only thing about the wings is if you lose them, people then go, oh, you lost your
Yeah.
wings. That
And I go in my head, I want to see you do it because I've seen people come into people's shows, and in my head I
exactly.
go, I want to see you do it, right? But with that piece, I really think people should be looking at their numbers anyway. You should
Yeah.
be looking at your analytics just to kind of see where you are in your business, right? Because and like again, I don't get involved in what people are making because that's their life. They have to figure out on their own, right? What they're doing because it's always that piece like, oh, they're $1 million, but they're probably not making that. Who cares about that? They're doing something, right? Figure out your own thing because
It's not my
you're
business.
not even going live. You're not even going live half the time. You're wondering why you're not doing anything. But if
You're
you
not
look
going
at your
live and you're in my
numbers,
show.
exactly.
You're get out.
That's
I mean, I don't.
exactly.
I say it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I say it for
Yeah.
fun. I say get out my
Yeah.
shop, get out
Yeah.
my show,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
want
I
people to
say
go live. Yeah. Go ahead.
go live, make the money. I mean, if you if you are even if you're at the point where you are hitting every criteria, that $50,000 over 3 months is a lot of money, right? Now that's not profit, that's sales.
Exactly. That's
So
sales.
always
Yep.
take that into account. If I'm making $50,000 over 3 months, you can probably guarantee over 45% of that is cost of goods,
That's
shipping,
good.
and
Yep.
everything else, right?
Yep.
So I'm not making that sort of
Yeah.
money. That's
Yeah.
crazy money.
Yeah.
I wish I could be making that kind of
Yeah.
money. I will make that money one
Yeah.
day because
Right.
I'll force
Right.
myself to do it, right? But if you're getting all of those criteria and you're hitting 45,000,
Yeah.
take it from me right now.
Yeah.
I'll give you Premiership rings. I'll
Yeah.
make you a little
Yeah.
sticker that you can
And
wear
exactly. I
because
love it.
even 20,000, you
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
Premier Shop
I got
status,
it.
in my
I'm
opinion.
in. I'm in. I need my sticker then.
I'll get you a sticker.
No, what I this is a question I have, and then we can like start winding it down.
Okay.
Darren now has the Ray Train dot app. If somebody could put that in there. We have any mods here. Ray Train dot app. And I was actually on it yesterday. I go in every like couple of days because I love to see the numbers and I love to see like we've known there's Ray Trains and we know thank you so much yesterday. And we know that there are conductors, right? And it's so good to see like this growth and you can totally get caught up. I said this earlier, but I have a different question. You can totally get caught up in the Ray Train and you go to different people's profile and all they have is Ray Train. Has anyone here, Darren, anyone in the chat, have you seen anyone who only does primarily Ray Trains as a premier seller? That was just a thought that popped into my head.
I'll be honest. I don't. I'm not even in that universe to look.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
only make the app.
yeah. This is just
I
conversation. This
that's
is this is the
very interesting.
conversation that came to me. Yeah, it just came well I've thought about it before but it just came to me as we were talking and the reason that came to me is because there are people like some people just I know people who have successful businesses outside of Whatnot and they come to Whatnot and it's just fun, right? I have a couple friends but like people keep wondering why they're not growing but they're doing the same thing over where they're just like everything is a raid train, right? Or they're just doing like challenges or whatever, and they don't realize that that is what's stunting their growth,
Yeah.
right? They're not having any shows in between. I mean, I've literally gone in every show. A person can have like 30 shows and they're all just raid trains. And there's how do you think you're going to grow, whether you're premier or you just have some growth financially or whatever, right? Um,
Do, the only way
I'm stepping on all your toes to Karen Closet. Okay. Is it hurting you? Am I adding extra pressure?
pressure's on now. The way I see that is, and maybe I look at raid trains differently from most people, where I look at raid trains as having a bit of fun. I
Yeah,
look at raid trains as maybe being able to let my hair down,
yeah,
figuratively speaking,
yep,
and just like go and have some fun and then
yeah,
get on with my business.
right,
The trade-off benefit
yeah,
of going live for 5 minutes and getting 50 followers or 100 followers,
yeah,
it doesn't improve my
yeah,
business any.
exactly. Yeah,
The only thing that I'll say is the raid train, no, the uh, thrift shop express raid train does have a direct impact on my
exactly.
financial aspect of the
Right.
business, because most people will see one and they'll go, "Oh, these people making money. I would quite like to do that," and that'll
Yeah,
generate sales for me.
yeah,
But every
yeah,
other raid train I ever go to is for fun. Is to
yeah,
dress up, or
yeah,
generally it's to say something funny,
yeah,
or just to give $5 to $10 away.
yeah. Well,
And
some people
I
they
I can't see how making your whole business model about
yeah,
rate trains, I can't see how that could be a financially viable
yeah,
thing
yeah,
unless you're supplementing that with gift to chats and
yeah,
stuff when you're
yeah,
also
yeah,
going
yeah.
live elsewhere.
Yeah. And
So
I'm just like you. So in the beginning, like when people first started, like all the people who do those raid trains, that's their goal. They see it as a way to kind of like make money or whatever. But Zodi and I've talked about, I know she just said something. I do it, I do two pieces. One, I love it for fun. Bring me a costume or something like the 4th of July situation coming up.
yeah,
I haven't even
yeah.
looked yet. I don't even know. I can only do one show at a time. So I have to look at the rules to make sure. But
I
like,
signed
and
up, but I'm not sure. I'm
oh my gosh, like
it
last
scares me.
year it was pool noodle. It was pool noodle head.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. CG and Julie are dangerous. But I like that for fun. I mean, we're shoving marshmallows in our mouth. Like, so and then the other one is just like
Champion, champion.
I did sign up for a handmade one. I usually don't, but it's someone who's not in my regular handmade community because I think that they're stunted and they're not like there's no potential to growth. And nothing against my friends, but it has to be a whole new community for me, right? And it has to be cross category. And then the other ones are just fun for networking. They're
Yep.
really fun. Like CG has this new one with the 20K plus thrift shop cards. Come on now, like whoa. And then just anything that will help me step out of my comfort zone. But I don't
I'll
use those for
I'll give
money
I'll give
making.
CG credit for that one, because it goes against even the refrigerators rate train. It's some fun. We go and look at each other's fridges. It's very diverse. The people, some people, I looking at people that are coming on screen, I'm thinking, what have I done? Mixing all these people together. But that's the fun of it, right? And we're
Yeah,
there for 5 minutes, but then
yeah,
we move on, and that's it.
exactly.
Organic.
Right.
It is fun as well, though, isn't it? So CG then also came back and she says, "How do you feel about a 20K plus follower count thrift shop express?" And I then need to take that advice from myself each time and say, this community has grown way beyond what I believe it should be now. So a 20K train, from a business perspective,
Yeah,
is a no-brainer. I
yeah,
need to
yeah,
allow large
yeah,
sellers to advertise for me because I don't
yeah,
do it myself,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when it comes down to a 20K and over train, nobody's going to feel left out because
Yeah,
everybody else gets the same train
exactly.
later,
Yeah,
earlier in the month or
yeah.
whatever. So
And
I think it was great.
yeah,
She came up with the
it was
idea, and
surprise to
she's
me.
always evolving that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
And
okay, let's try it.
and the interesting thing is one thing, I'm not really big on like my numbers when it comes to that kind of thing. Like I'm not really big on my numbers, but when it those type of trains hit, then to me it becomes like a motivation too. I've said to CG in the past. I was like, wait, I need to make 20,000 so I can get on this particular train. And
Yep.
it feels nice to be able to do it. And then you do the raid train and it feels good and everything. And like you get the invite. But I don't do it for just because I need to do it. But I think it's fun. It gives me a little bit more of a goal. So when I went in and looked, I was like, dang, now I need to hit 25,000. Like, I'm like,
I mean,
I'm only 23,000. I just hit the 20 mark, like, so now I need 1,000, I need 1,500 more.
I mean, even if I see the progression of what CG has in our brain, with the Thrift Shop Express, only as an example, it's not even as the product grows,
Yeah,
it's not then out the question to have 100K plus
yeah,
train,
yeah, right,
and that
right,
that to me
yeah,
blows my mind,
yeah,
because if that starts to happen,
yeah.
the sky's the limit
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And well, see, I like it also from the perspective like there are people who have more followers than me, but they don't have as many cards as me. So I love the fact like I eventually by the end of the year I'll have about 25 cards. So yeah, I have a couple more. Like, I want to do some with my daughter. I want to make one with me and my husband. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a whole thing. But that's where I feel good about it too. So I may not have the numbers, but I've
yeah.
got the cards, baby, and I got an OG card too. There's a
That's
lot of
it.
people with higher number. They don't even have an RG card, and they don't
I
even
mean,
have
some people
a
don't even
Miss
have any left.
Sophie. Yeah, and some
Have
people
you
don't have any
sold
left.
out of OG? No, you've got your own stash, haven't you? But
I
have you sold
have
out?
so I'm totally out of my second card, which was my super rare. I'm out
Yeah.
of her, but I still have 8 of this left to sell. So I have for myself, like this right here is like when I'm on television here. I'm on television. So
I
this is
like
so
it.
I can show everybody here. I have one in my binder. I have one of every card in my binder. So if I travel with my binder, and then my husband has a card, and then of all my cards, and then I have a stash. So my OG card, I still have like 8 of these to give away, and yeah. So and I have these of course for myself. I have this one in my binder, and I have another one in my stash. So I can pull these out. But these super rares, y'all. But the OG one to me is the beginning of it all. And so, not to say anybody after, but if you're locked into the first 100, man, you're golden. I'm telling you. This
Well,
is
that's what.
stuff I have I feel good. I may not have because we I didn't know Darren. As soon as I met Darren and really started to know him, I locked into 58. So I didn't know him at 1. So I don't feel bad because I didn't know him. I would have been locked in at 10 or something by then. But 58, I love it. I love it.
Leslie,
Yeah.
first 100. You know what I mean? It's wild.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Kenny about this at the meetup as well, and people were like, "Kenny, we need a Kenny card. Where's your cards?" And he's like, "No, I'm not going to sell them. I'm not going to do it." He's like now he's camping on them. He's saying, I'm gonna stick on them. It's like this is equity. If this thing blows up, then I'm gonna have a. Well, I think he's probably got 70 left or something like that.
Oh
He
my
did some giveaways.
gosh. I'm
He's
like,
gonna be like,
Kenny,
he says, "I'm not in
seriously?
it for the money. I'm not in it for the money." I says, "Well, what? Get rid of them then."
I know, but
You
trade. I know because I come to the summit. He's got my Let's See at the Summit card. And I'm like, yo. So I'm gonna send him a message. I'm like, slip me
Yeah,
one on the slide,
shout
North
out to Natural
Carolina.
State of High as well, because she was in the first 100, but she naturally had to have 420 as our number. So she was first out of
Yeah.
sequence, and she was 100% in the
I'm
first
gonna tell you,
100.
I love discounts. Kenny's not giving you a card before he gives me a card. So
Yeah, he made that quite clear.
Kenny
He's
and I
like,
go, Kenny and I go way back. If he give you, it's on. It is on.
"I'll hold him down, Leslie. You grab the cards."
Yo,
Yeah.
but yeah, we should be like winding down, y'all. This card right here, Darren has the
Right.
card.
Do you want me to start? I'll run a couple, and then we'll run
Yeah,
one, and then if there's anybody else wants one, we'll run another
yeah.
one. So you might get a
These
bargain
cards are
sequence.
amazing. And I like the back. Look at that. It has our name on the back.
They came
And
out so good.
yeah,
I love the lightning
yeah.
bolt down
That
them.
is so good. I like it.
I did the same with the
With
card
Ethel
for
May. With Ethel May.
FOB.
Yeah,
And
yep,
there's another one. I think there's another one for somebody coming out as well with
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Right. I'm gonna run this. Start auction. It's already got pre-bids. Um, the whole website's very different now. So 10 seconds.
Yeah, a lot has changed. And you still
Yeah.
didn't get your templates? You still didn't get your templates? Oh, yeah.
I got Kenny to put them on both accounts. So
Okay,
we're gonna
cool.
start trialing them and see
I
what
love it.
happens.
I love it.
Okay, start auction. It's going. It's
Yeah.
running. Leslie, hold it
Yeah.
up because I don't have
So
it in
no,
front of me.
okay. So here we go. So here we go right there. It is running.
Me and Leslie keep going.
Yeah, I'm in Philly, y'all. Look, that's City Hall. That's the love
Yeah, I know
statue.
you've got the whole Philly background, and then there's
Yeah,
me next to
so
the Eiffel
cool.
Tower as well.
Yay, let's go. It's Rara
Rara
Rescue.
rescued.
Congratulations. That's
Appreciate
what's
that.
up.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
let's go.
I'll start another one at $1 as well. Let's
Okay.
just do that. And
Okay, so y'all
um,
come to my birthday show on July 20th and then my anniversary show July 29th. I'm going to be premiering
so
my
that's
two
running
new
again.
cards.
That's
Oh,
the
July 29th works out
58111.
perfect. The 20K show is the July 29th, so I can premiere my that works out. Yo, National State of High, let's go. Bid it up, chat. Y'all like those shows when they
That's a good point actually. Like 2 seconds left. You want to get in this one, and I'll talk about what I love discounts just said, and they're absolutely correct. And Caring Closet, thank you so much. The Kenny said about people like Retro Lucky Ducks, Lisa, she is a completionist. He can see it in her that she has to have each and every single card. She is unapologetic about that as well. She's like, I'll do whatever the hell I want with my money. I enjoy
That's
collecting these
good.
things, and I will make
There's
that
nothing wrong with
collection
that.
happen.
I love it.
And yes, and Kenny said, I can see that. And if I hold on to my inventory, you'll pay anything to have
Yeah.
that card, or you'll
I think
do
it's
anything
amazing.
to have that card.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a wild way to look at it, but it's true.
Hey,
You know,
hey,
you've got
that's what I say. Do what you want to do with your money. And also, Lisa, Retro Lucky Duck, she's a great resource. If you're missing a card or
cheers.
something, she has helped me, even though like I did put in the website. I want all the art cards. I don't care about all the other cards. So I'm not a completionist, but I do want the art cards. I'll be complete with those. So you can hit the star
I mean,
and you
that's a
can
goal, though.
request whatever. That is my goal, right? I'm very particular with my I don't really want cards of people that I don't know like that. So I love the fact that Lisa does that. So if there is a card that you may not have, she would be a great person. She does her Sunday shows. She does keep some cards in her buy now. So I think it's an amazing thing to have a hobby, but also she can still turn around and make money from it. So there is
Yeah,
nothing wrong with just like I said, people will buy what they want to buy. And she actually she helps with this business. She pulled out two binders every meetup that she's been at. She pulls out the binders, and so she's a great resources and a great friend to have.
a
I think
fantastic
it's
friend
a
to have.
healthy hop. It's a healthy as well. It's not like an addiction. She's not doing drugs. She's not drinking. There's nothing wrong with it. And she's such a sweet person too. I think
And
she's incredible.
oh, she's here now. Lisa, and I love how unapologetic you are about it. If people call you out and say you're crazy or do all these things, and you're like, I enjoy doing
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
I you are the person
Yeah.
you are the person I did this for,
Yeah.
and every single person
Exactly.
like you,
Yeah.
I that's what I did
Yeah,
this
the
for,
frugal
right?
couture, frugal Pam is like
Frugal,
on a hunt is on a hunt
hands on
too.
hot on our heels as well with
Yeah.
that collection. So
So and if you guys don't know, if somebody can drop the website down there. The website is like amazing. Every time I get a new card, I put in the cards that I have. I only have 120, 100 and something, and that's the way it is going to be. But
listen, that's more than some. I mean, okay, I've got one of each, but I think when it boils down to it, Lisa will always have more
yeah,
than me. She owns
hey,
the one of ones. I mean, those are the things
that is so freaking amazing.
that
That
takes
is
the
a
ownership off
yeah,
of my shoulders. I
yeah,
mean, I say
yeah,
that I shoulder a
yeah.
lot of stuff, but
And
that's what I love about it.
And
It's
other thing
fantastic.
that you can do is you can trade too. People don't think that they can trade. If you have good friends, like I'll have friends that send me message like a lot like Bloom, like I have her art card. I'm trying not to ask anybody for anything. If I have the money and I see that it works for me, I'll buy it. But if it doesn't work for me, I won't purchase it. But if you can reach out to people and ask them to trade. Trading is like $1 and then shipping. But the trade part is though you send a card yourself. You don't Donna, let's go D next day. That's the trade right there. And I love it. Like I got these t-shirts from Simply Smarter Shopping and I forgot to get a card from her at meetup in Vegas, and she sent me her card in with the shirts. And so it's just, back and forth. And National State and I trade each other, right? You find somebody that you can trade with. And then the Thrift Shop Express is a great way to get cards. If you want somebody's card, get cards. Like I literally, the last thrift shop,
I'm running
the last
magnets, by the
one,
way. If anybody
okay,
wants magnets.
who did I buy cards from? I can't even, I probably didn't buy any cards. Yeah. And I appreciate people who buy mine, and so I will, get people like Sugar Hill Market. I can't wait. I gotta get a card from Chef Franny. So those are people that I actually know are the people, I
Yeah,
try to win some, but if I know you, then it's more valuable to me that
yeah,
way. So
100%.
uh
Even for me, I mean, all right, I've got one of each just as a as a catalog
yeah,
because I want one as a failsafe. I
yeah, it's
need
a
to
fail
know that
safe.
if the
Yeah,
cards get delivered and they're not what you expect, I need to
yeah,
know exactly what you've got in your
which
hands.
yeah,
So I always order more.
yeah,
I don't tell people this necessarily as a advertising thing, but normally there's a 10%. If you order 50, you'll normally get like 55, so or slightly more. Um, but I do that so that there's a contingency for any bent corners and stuff like
yeah.
that.
That's
It's not
that.
like you order 50 and I'll take one. It doesn't
Yeah,
work like that.
yeah,
I'm always over ordering. Sometimes you might get a bonus. If you order 100, you might
yeah,
get 120.
yeah,
And those are yours. Sell them,
yeah.
make your money,
I got my D card, it was 200 cards. I still have about 70 of those cards. Hey,
Get
I'm
them
not
sold, Leslie.
complaining.
Get them sold. Get that
I'm
money.
not complaining. I was giving them as given. They stay in my buy now. And this is the cool thing that I've learned. Like you got to be strategic about how you do it. Like Darren's kind of running now, but he does have things in his buy now. So if you've ever paid attention to the way that I do it, my new cards go into my auction, and then after they've been there for a few weeks, they go into my buy now. During my normal shows, I don't run them. I don't run them as flash sales. I
Yeah,
just let them go. So if I'm selling soap and people, they'll just come in randomly and buy them. On my selling shows, or if I'm on a raid train, then I'll run them as flash sale because there's more people in there,
yeah,
right? So then I have more of a chance. I think about it strategically, and then I could put in like 10, if I'm doing the thrift shop express, right? But I just let them run regularly, and then I may sell 10 cards a week where people are just on my soap shows, and it's 10, 15, $12 or whatever. I'm
yeah.
good with that, right? So just really think about how you want to run them. I think that you should put them for 10. I don't think it should be 5 based on who you think your customer base is or how many likes or whatever it is that you have. I think that you should just sell them, go in and hit in thrift shop.
Power the power's in every single one of your hands
Yeah,
to create the market value.
exactly.
That's
We
why
all
I'm
have
open and honest
community.
about
Yeah,
the entry point. It's a
yeah,
dollar 50 a
yeah,
card.
yeah,
Go and sell it for 10. I mean, it's
yeah.
simple. Don't
And
devalue yourself.
yeah,
People will
no.
support.
And I talk about this all the time. The cards are a want and not a need because I would have a ton of cards. I mean, like I said, to the people who buy cards, that's wonderful, but I don't have that income like that. I mean, I could just buy cards if I wanted to, but I'm very strategic about it. I'm about to go to Michigan, so any money that I make, and this is if you pay attention to me, I do more shows leading up to any trip that I take. And the reason that I do that is because I want to always make sure I'm not taking away from my household. So I make the income, make sure my bank accounts are taken care of or whatever, and then that
Responsible.
extra money is for my trips because
You
they're
have to be
my
responsible.
trips. Right.
Yeah.
My husband doesn't, he doesn't give me money. I don't accept money. It's my business. I should be able to take the money from my business, take care of my household, because this would be the same if I had a job. My husband isn't my sugar daddy. He don't take care of me. We're equally invested in our life, you know.
What I Love
So
Discount said, our cards have to fund themselves. We do not order new cards until previous cards paid for it.
okay.
How
Yeah.
many cards
And
you on to now,
again,
Lysandra? The
yeah,
Tony,
yeah,
Tony was
yeah.
in
Yeah,
Vegas. You're on
yeah,
card number
yeah,
4 now
yeah.
after today. So
And see,
that
mine fund themselves, but they pay for trips and extra cards. So if you have some extras, people might be fighting, and that also helps if you do a raid train or whatever. But I'm saying that makes perfect sense though. So that everybody has a different way of how they do. Some
Yep,
people just put theirs in buy now. Some people
Yeah,
just put theirs in and just let people like buy them. Mine are only available per show. Like mine are not sitting in my marketplace. Only
yeah.
time I'll do that is if I'm creating a listing for somebody to do a trade or whatever. So do what works for you. Like I said, I've made hundreds. My money has funded my Vegas trip. It's already paid for my flights to go to Michigan. My hotel is on reserve, so I have to pay like $200 when I get to the hotel or whatever. But my Charlotte trip is already paid for. So when I do my mindset Mondays and I make money on my cards, I put that money into an account like that. And so it doesn't go towards anything else. My daughter Stephanie, her card goes to Stephanie. Her money
Yeah.
goes to Stephanie. And so that is the way I look at it. And like Darren
And I
said,
love that about those
yeah,
cards as well.
yeah, it's
They've been designed with a purpose,
right.
and they only come out when Stephanie comes out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Stephanie sells her own
Yeah,
card.
and Stephanie's card is
Stephanie,
her show is Tuesday. So come to Stephanie's show on Tuesday and
and she profits
she'll
from that
hold up.
card, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And I was
Perfect.
doing them on Mindset Monday and she would come in, but from now on they're only going to be available. She's going to be going live once a month. And that way we can hold on, but I'm going to be designing. She already told me to design for her next card. So I'm going to get a card for
Well,
Stephanie, one with both of my daughters because my youngest daughter helps me and it pays for her. She's a full-time student in college. She's about to graduate this last semester as a surgical tech. I'm super proud of her. So she helps. And so now I'll put her on a card and that money goes to them. And that's the cool thing. I don't take that money. And yeah, it's just it's a great thing. Thank
a
you,
beautiful
Happy
thing.
Tiki. Yeah. It's a
Um,
beautiful thing. Yeah.
right. I've got a pre-bid on the cowboy keychain that I stole
Yeah,
graciously
he sold the
from
cowboy
the
keychain. I think that is
from
hysterical.
from
Yeah,
the
I didn't
Seller
take a
Summit.
keychain. Yeah. What do
So
I have?
these are the 3D printed keychains. I'm going to start the auction. It's a dollar bid. These are not for profit. The dollar is taking into account the gas that I had to buy to get to this. No, I'm just kidding. I just had.
I am
I
so done with you.
had so if you want to get yourself one of these, I'm only
Oh
going to
my
run them
gosh.
in these shows. And if you get them for a dollar, you get them for a dollar. I didn't
Yeah.
pay for them, so that's
Yeah, and that's how we
it.
do these things. We're very like strategic.
Oh, sniped it as well. There you
Well,
go.
that's good stuff. I mean, there's tons of ways that you can make money. People get tired of stickers, but like you make a sticker with your business on there. Like I'm gearing up for some Miss Soapy stickers. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So, so like Mr. and Mrs. Soapy, there's tons of ways that you could still like grow your business and make money, or for giveaways, right? Do do your stickers, give your stickers away as giveaways, right? And then now
Yeah.
we have the magnets that Darren is selling. Like his say yo Leslie, mine say yo
Oh yeah.
Darren. So I'll be adding mine. Here's mine. Mine will be available
So
next week in my
these
show.
are um I'll auction some off. They'll be in my bin for 8 and I'll auction them at 5 during the show. So if anybody wants uh a Yo Leslie where you at
Yeah,
sticker, don't bid them up because we've got hundreds of
yeah.
them, I think. We've got a couple
Look at
hundred.
that.
So there you go. It's gonna run
Yeah,
just now. If you want one, just
yeah.
grab it. It's gonna be 5 and
Let's go. I see it.
I'll
I
I'll
like it.
run
And they're
I'll run
really
a
good.
couple
They're
more.
like nice and thick.
It's running just
I
now.
took one and I have it on my magnetic board. I'm actually going
Yeah.
to put another magnetic board up on my wall. So I love stickers at my table. I'm going to do another tour. People really liked the tour when I did my shipping station. So I'm going to show you. I have the table that I'm sitting at. I bought a piece of plastic, and underneath the plastic are all the stickers. And then I have an art table, and it's another piece of plastic and it's stickers, and then I have a metal board that has all these different magnets and everything. So yeah, there's I just love winning them, or if you buy them, it's you can make use of them. Like Julie has some new stickers out. I like her OG one, which is the JJ. And this is under my plastic here, and I can just wipe it off.
I
And then if
like
I
the
could,
JJ Shopperland when she's on a roller coaster or something. I think that's
oh
very
yeah,
cool.
yep. And so yeah,
Um,
so it's really great ideas. Andy Sameta, different people.
yeah, hundred
Also
percent.
say that Hyde has her very version of stickers.
I would always say support someone local to you, and
Mhm.
that being somebody on Whatnot is
Yeah,
as local as you can
yeah,
get. Certainly in the
exactly.
states, if you want
Yeah,
me to make stickers for you, I can make very high quality,
yeah,
um, clear vinyl stickers. But
yeah,
I would say it's going to cost you more buying them from
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Only do it if you're getting cards at the same time and you want
yeah.
your what do you call it? Um, you want shh, shh,
Um, yeah,
quiet, quiet.
let's not talk about.
Right. This will be the last card. This is the last card, me and Leslie card I'm going to run today.
Yeah,
Even if there's
get into that card. Look how good we
even if
look.
there's
You know,
pre-bids, they'll die with the pre-bids. But it's going to be 15 seconds sudden death. So somebody's going to get a bargain on this one. Let's run it right now.
grab that
And
card, that keep going card. Don't let it go
keep
for a
going
dollar.
card.
Bid it up, Chad. I'm just playing.
Don't wait
So
till the last second because somebody will snipe it right off you.
that's the
Um,
card right there. How cute
so
is that?
that's the
Okay.
that's the
Well, that's it.
58,111.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
going.
Yeah, let's
Thanks,
go.
Rara
Yeah,
Rescue. Thank you so much.
that is
Appreciate you.
such a good card. It
And
is such a good
I
card.
don't think there are any other pre-bids in the
Yeah.
auction tab. So if you do want to get a magnet from me, they're always going to be in my bin at $8, but you come back to the show and we'll run them at 5 as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
that's
I want to thank everybody for being here. Like it's like 40 people in here. Like
I know it's
just
wild.
we've been here 2.5 hours. I want to thank everybody
Three and a
for
half hours, Leslie.
has it been 3.5 hours? I guess my
Doesn't feel
bladder has been sick.
it feels
Yeah, I know.
94 years.
So seriously, just thank everybody for being here. This was a concept that started when Darren got his iPhone and he wanted me to co-host. There's Frugal Couture, there you are. She wanted me to
Welcome
say the
in, Frugal
voice.
Couture.
Yeah, see, there you go. I can't say it. I got Frugal Couture. What's up? What's up, Philly? What's up, Frugal Couture?
Yo,
But
wait, Frugal Couture, where you at?
where you at? Where you at? Huh? I did have some Wawa pretzels this week, some Philly pretzels. They were so good. My husband went to Philly and bought me pretzels back. Anyway, but thank everybody. We really appreciate you being here. It means everything that you would come
It
into a
does.
show and just sit and listen to us. This is community right here. We weren't teaching, it's just like conversation, and however the conversation moves, that's how it goes. I thank Darren, for hanging with me.
Where else am I going to be? At 7:30 in the
And
evening.
he changed the time for me. Yesterday I had to go see the gynecologist. And so he switched it. Normally it's on a Tuesday. So in 2 weeks on the 30th, it will be on a Reworkers Passion account because we'll be coming
One
straight
one
off
thing
of
one thing I'll
Michigan.
say, Happy Tiki, if anybody else is asking about booster 250 anniversary booster packs, I said earlier in my show, I've been ill for about a week and a
Yeah.
half, so I've missed my own deadline for getting them on the 4th of July, but I will definitely have them and they'll be available after. I'm making 250 of them.
Yeah.
There's no special editions in the packs, so once the 250 sell, the actual cards inside will all be the same in all the packs. So
Nice.
if you want one or you want two, buy one or two, but don't go crazy buying them because all the cards are the same. So
Yeah,
just
that
for
makes
that
sense.
info,
I like
that I
it.
wanted to be honest about that. I don't want to have people like buying 50 thinking they're going to get a special edition or something. So there's that'll happen, but I'm talking I'm talking to you. So I'm going to
Well,
be
we were. I don't know if you were in here for Couture. We were talking about, you're a completionist, right? Like Retro Lucky Ducks. Collection of
I think Pam
cards.
always works to completion. I think that's what I've heard
Yeah.
about Pam anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
she gonna tell you something about yourself, Darren. I am not even.
Yo, Darren, where you at? Are you in the garage? Are you cheating on Arby's with Whataburger? Or are you walking around eating a banana in your tidy whitey? Yo, Leslie, where you at? I need the water ice. I'm in the bed. Where you at, Leslie? Are you in the bed? I need the water ice. Where you
I
at?
love it. I love it. Let's look at that. Like, yo.
and
Look.
I have to give a shout out to Eclectic Amanda because I stole that idea from Eclectic Amanda. She sells buttons of her laugh, and
Yeah.
I've got a button of her laugh, and
Yeah.
that's shout
That's
out to Eclectic
crazy. Like,
Amanda.
yeah, I got a bunch of buttons too. So if people want us to make some, I'm like,
Well,
hello, I got,
I've
yes.
got one pre-bid as a pre-bid on a magnet, so I'll run that right now as well.
Yeah. So if
And
you want,
then
Darren's has his magnets and come back on the 30th for my show, you'll
yeah,
get a Yo Darren Where You At sticker and magnets. And then you'll also get the cards there. So these are
exactly.
really good. So good.
So you'll get you Darren where you at merch from Leslie, and you'll get you Leslie where you at merch from Darren. And I think that's how it's going to work. So
Rags to Rufus Mary, thank you so much. First time
yes, I
purchase.
appreciate it. Yo,
Baguettes in the chat. Baguettes in the
baguettes in the
chat.
chat. I forget where I am. I'm on Thriftworks.
Yeah, no,
Baguettes in
I
the
did the
chat.
same thing. I was like,
Okay, so we're gonna say, Leslie, what you got on the agenda for the rest of the week. Normally we do it on Tuesday, but Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, what you got planned?
So tonight I am selling soap. Tomorrow I'm selling soap, and then Friday and Saturday I'm selling soap. So
Let's go.
so soap is the
So
way to go.
it's
This is
gonna be
the
a
key
sellout
though.
show 4 nights in a
Right.
row.
But we're gonna sell out. But this is the key though. The soaps are all different. So every time I go
Oh,
live, if you want some soap, if you think I'm gonna have turmeric today, I may have it, but I may not have it tomorrow. So definitely, did you say 11? So definitely come to my shows. Hopefully I can give you a little bit of education, a little bit maybe a lot of motivation. My goal is to make money, but I'm here for the community. That's what we're doing right here. I just want to encourage you. As a handmade seller, it means a lot to me that I can impact someone who doesn't think that they can do it. I do want to make a real quick point. Use social media. I mean, do it casually. You don't have to get crazy about it. I'll give you a couple examples real quick. There are people, a friend of mine, we had a mommy group years ago. We're talking my oldest daughter, my second daughter's 30. She was 4 years old when we started this group. And we in Philly, my friend and I, we lost, contact over the years, but we see each other on FaceTime. LinkedIn, I put a posting on LinkedIn about my soap and everything. She followed me on LinkedIn. She joined Whatnot. The same day she joined Whatnot, she came into my show. She purchased soap. We were able to I was like, wow, is that you? Yes, that's she's like, I didn't know these people don't know I'm selling soap. But this is how it happens on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. Put it out there. Tell people what you do, but casually. Like I don't promote Whatnot. I promote what I do. And when
yep,
people find out what I do, where can I buy it? Right now, 100%. No, that's not true. 98% of my soap is sold here on Whatnot. And I do have a website and some other things that are happening. But talk about what you do. Use your items, wear your items. You're your biggest marketing.
absolutely.
And how that goes along with I'll be talking about that next week. And my show is called How I Attract Buyers. I don't talk about how anybody else. This is how I attract buyers.
I like
So
that philosophy. I wish
yeah,
I actually said to Kenny, because I wasn't well. I did my attracting buyers show a couple of days ago, and I was off my game.
yeah,
My whole brain wasn't working or anything. So I sent him an email. He's very understanding. He's like, "Listen, if you're ill, you're ill." And I says, "No, I feel bad. I wasn't up to scratch, so I'm going to do another show at some point this month." So I'll do. I like that idea. How I
yeah,
attract buyers.
yeah,
Sometimes we feel too pressured to figure out how everyone should do it.
yeah.
Do
That
it for
I only
yourself,
come from my
and
that's how I do all my shows. Shipping,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw that shipping show. That's the only way I showed my table and I showed all the packaging I use.
I
That
saw
makes
the
it
whole
easier.
Thriftworks section. I like it.
Yeah, that's oh yeah, you did see that. It's still there. That's how
You mean you set
that's
that
how it
up?
works for me. No, I that's how it was. You know what? I had everything in boxes and then I already had these containers and I was like, why am I not using these containers? And there they are. And so now and see, there's my shipping station. These are all my cards. I got these
Nice.
envelopes when I was with George in Austin, but that's my setup and that's what
It's
it looks like.
inventory
Everything in
management. I
one
mean, it's
place.
really important.
Yeah.
If anything, if these
Yeah.
cards
Look,
teach you something, it's
there's our
inventory management.
stickers. Here's
Yeah.
my cards. Here's all my envelopes. Here, look, this is my stack. Let me show you. This is my stack of all my extra cards. Look at that OG card. I pulled 10 off the top. Look at that.
Yeah.
These are my cards.
That,
So if anything's my fail safe, like Darren was saying. Here we
that's
go.
it. That's your retirement. That's your
Yeah.
retirement, Leslie.
Yeah. That's my retirement. So there we
Although
go. Yeah.
people like us, we're never going to retire, are we?
No,
That's it.
and that's the cool thing about I'm a young 57. My birthday next month, y'all.
No.
I take everything in tips if you want. No, but but that's the cool that's the flexibility of it, right? I do work because I want to make money. Like my husband has a pension and all that kind of stuff. That's his money. I feel like he earned it. Somebody else would be like, that's my money. I mean, if something happens to him, he already has that in place. But I didn't know him when he was fighting fires. I didn't know
Yep.
him. I didn't meet him until after he retired. That's his money. You know, I want to be
Yep.
able to contribute. I think everybody deserves to have their own money. My husband's name is not on my checks, not on my accounts. That's not how it works. I want to have me. I want to make sure that I can take care of me. I actually try to live my life like he doesn't exist so that I know that if something were to happen, I can take care of myself. And that's very important to me because
love
I've
that.
been in situations where I haven't been able to do that, you know? So that's just my story. I'm not here to, talk to anybody else's story. Oh, my roast is, are you roasting me, Darren?
I don't think I was invited. It
Yes. Well,
happened.
no, I sent you a message and asked you, and I told CG to give you the first slot if you said yes. So,
Oh,
so that it
well,
can be early. So it can
I'll
be
need
early
to
enough for you.
I'll need to look and see about
Yeah, but
the.
I messaged you. You were probably sick.
Oh, it just yeah.
Oh no, it was like a few days ago, but it's on the 10th. It's a Friday. And the reason why is because it's later. And so it's brought to you by CG and Lulu. And so I said, here's all my 10 people, but put Darren, if he says yes, give him the first slot under Lulu 80.
Okay,
So
okay, okay. Well,
so
I'll make sure that I'll ask CG tomorrow
and some people
afternoon.
actually said no because they were like, they were like they couldn't roast me. I'm like, I've really never really roasted. The only person that probably roast me hard would be Natural State of High. I don't know. I don't even know what Kimmy. I don't know. I don't know if I can. What's the Fruit Couture going to do? I don't
I
know.
just
Right?
want I just want to put this out there. Would it be frowned upon if I came in blackface?
Yes, it would be frowned
Okay.
upon. It has happened before. No, it has
I'm just
happened
kidding. I'm
before,
just
and
kidding,
we don't
everyone.
want to. It has happened to a friend of
I
ours, and
I'm
it was
just
a whole
I'm
like,
just
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, it happened. It has happened before, right? Natural State
No.
High, and we all in the back were like, okay. It meant the person meant well, but the
No,
person that
I
it
would
happened
never.
to, they were
I
they were very hurt by that. Yes, it would
I
be frowned
I would
upon.
never, but I thought if I just turned up as Leslie, that
Look, it says the frugal source said Darren will be missed.
Darren was sorely missed.
So
Here
rest in
lies
peace,
Darren
rest
Miller.
in peace, rest in peace, Darren. Yeah, yes, yeah. Don't do that
I mean, I
now.
don't need to. I'll just turn up. I'll just be
Here
Leslie.
we go.
I am
Yes.
a
So
beautiful bald black woman. So you
yes,
know what I
Darren's my little brother. If people didn't know that, like, look how we look alike. Call 811 first. Is it 999? Is it 999 in England? What is it in
Over
in
in
France? In
England, it's
France.
999. In France, it's 112.
112. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 911 here, so which is the whole
Oh,
thing.
but
Yeah.
FBI, open up. That's what I'll be getting.
Oh my gosh. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not, but I'm glad, yeah, but the thing is it did happen and that was like crazy. We were like,
Yeah, I know.
wow.
I was. You know, I was joking. So
Yeah.
that's the
I'm not worried
beauty of
about
it.
it. So I'll tell C. So it would be we'll talk behind the scenes, but it's the
Yeah.
10th. It's a
So
Friday
this
too. So that was the other reason why I was like, I know it'll be late, but it's a Friday. So I would love for you to yeah.
is to locate utilities before you dig. I like
Oh,
that. That's
oh
good.
my gosh.
I'm gonna run this last pre-bid. This is actually much harder to get one of these. This is the Seller Summit Seller badge. So it's a little metal pin badge. If you go to a Whatnot sponsored meetup,
Yep.
there's a good chance they'll give you one of these.
Nice.
If they know you're at the summit, you will not get one of these, but you might. I got one in where was it? New York. They've got a little Whatnot logo one. So get yourself signed up to those Whatnot events. And I'm going to run this one. It'll be 15 seconds, sudden death again. Okay, so if you want it, bid for it, and that's it. So these are the little metal seller badge, little Whatnot logo with the word seller, and that's it. Harder to find. I couldn't get my hands on too many of those. So there you go. Blasian Bunny, you're an
Oh,
official Whatnot seller.
yay,
Congratulations.
let's go,
Welcome to
Blasian
the app.
Bunny. What's going I know
First
it
week
was
on
so
Whatnot.
many, and then this is the thing for people. If you want these things, you got to come to the meetings. You got to come to the meetings. So start saving now. There's no date or anything been determined, but if you set aside, if you have a savings or whatever within your account, start saving now. And even
Yep.
if it's not for the summit, if you have a desire to go to something, right? I believe people do what they want. People will they'll go to concerts, they'll buy purses and do whatever, but for their business. And then they'll say, oh, I wish I could have made it, right? I'm not rich by any means, but I make a point of just like, if I know ahead
Same.
of time,
One
you
thing
know,
I'll say is the money that I make from some of the things, well, not so much on this show, but whenever I sell one of my own cards, because I run my cards quite low,
yeah,
everything that I make from those either goes back into the product or it
yeah,
goes into
Here we go.
finding a way to get to
Yeah.
these
And he travels a lot.
events.
He's coming from France. Like that's expensive, right?
Yeah, I mean
That's
a
like
lot of
he was August is going to be expensive for you, isn't it?
yeah, August is going to be quite expensive. Although actually it's going to be less expensive because well,
Because now you're going to
I,
Tennessee instead.
I have to figure out the accommodation aspect of it. But
Okay.
luckily, I made good friends by going to
Mhm.
these whatnot meetups. So I've got Board to Thrift and Heirloom Chattanooga, and Kelly Heirloom Chattanooga said if I ever need a room, there's a room at
Nice.
her place. So
And I think that's amazing. Yeah. And I
that's the
had planned
relationships
on,
that can
I
build.
really had, I actually have room for probably three more meetups this year because I was thinking that Dee would do something, but she was like, they're going to wait until next year. So I do. So if something does pop up, like if Florida comes again or
Yep.
whatever, I have allowed myself space for that because I was looking
And
forward to something like in October. But
yep.
hey, I'm here for it. Because I really wanted to go to Julie Becker's doing one in Portland, Oregon,
Oh really?
and my daughter lives right next to Portland. They actually go to the baby was born in Portland and everything.
Yeah.
But they're coming here because my
So it's
stepfather's having a
on their own
birthday.
time just to
Yeah.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, my son's coming home for that. It's my stepfather's birthday. So it's the same day. I'm like,
Yeah.
so but like if it was later, I would totally go because my
Yeah.
daughter's there and I haven't seen my granddaughter yet.
Yeah.
So it would be
Love it.
cool. Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah. But yeah, guys,
Um,
thank you everybody for being
I'll figure
here.
something out.
What's your plans for the week? Did you say what your plans were for the week?
No, we're too busy listening to you, Leslie.
That's
My
okay.
my plans for the week are the same as always. Well, tomorrow actually I'm plumbing the AC in the Airbnb. The AC broke, the what you call it, the compressor broke. So
Okay.
I have a new system to put in next door. My dad's going to come and help.
Nice.
So we're going to do that tomorrow. So I might miss my card show, or I might do a later show and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'm doing this week will be George will be live on this account selling some antiques tonight or this evening for you guys, and then I will be doing cards Friday, and then I think I'm going to take the weekend off.
Nice.
And then I just need a little bit extra rest because next week, I think, is it next week? That's when
Next
it all
Thursday,
starts
baby.
again. Thursday
Yes.
next week. Holy
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
Thursday next
Yeah.
week, it's off to Detroit. Luckily it's a direct flight. So it's like 8 hours. So it's nothing. Um, so it's an 8 hour flight for 3 days and then I'm back again as well.
Oh, snap. No, we're going to be ending before then.
Yeah, there's another 20 minutes or so, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've been on
no,
for 3 hours custom wood burning.
it's been 84 years.
I know.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what my plans are. And then other than that, you'll just see me popping up. Come and say hi.
Yeah. I would definitely I mean, I don't know if you thought about it strategically, but like maybe, one late show every 2 weeks or so would probably work
I
for your
have
benefit
I've thought
because there's
about
a
it.
lot of people who miss it. It's nice. Like I wake up, I'm like, oh, 8 o'clock in the morning. For you, it makes sense.
Do
But
you know
like
what
I
I
think that that's the
the whole
potential.
thing I've not capitalized on is being in the US and just doing my shows in the US
Yeah.
when I'm there. Take
Yeah.
one day whilst I'm
Yeah.
there and do a
Seriously.
freaking show in the
Yeah.
US.
Yeah. Yeah, because George has
Because
the supply, so all you're doing is just like hosting your show, and you
all I
know
need
that
to
that's
do
what
is
you
go
do.
live.
That's what you do
So,
is when you do your pop-ups, it's the same thing. Like when you do your pop-ups, you're just like casual, you're eating Whataburger or whatever. But if you focus on designing or whatever, it would probably really make sense. But I think definitely,
I might do that next week because
yeah,
we
every
arrive
couple of
on
weeks.
Thursday.
Yeah.
The meetup's Friday, is that right? Or I arrive
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah,
The
because
meetup's
I'm
Friday.
actually participating. I'm doing a 15-minute raid train, the Pride raid train from my hotel on Friday. Yeah, yours is later. Mine is going to
I
be early in the
I
afternoon.
pulled out from it because
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to be able to make it work, but
Okay.
I might be wrong about that now. But anyway. I
Yeah, and
spoke to
I
the
already said I told them ahead of time. I'm going to be at a meetup, but I was like, the meetup is until the evening. So I'll we didn't had breakfast or whatever, and I'll say I can take, that's when I need rest. You already know I like to have a little bit of
Yeah.
downtown. I just go to my room and it's like 15 minutes. And I'm actually taking what I make because I have like a couple hats and things. I'll put them in my luggage and I can sell them. They sell or not. I've met some new people and I can move on because I wanted to let them know that I would be out of town. I wanted to
Yeah.
respectfully do that. I don't do rate trains when I travel, but I really love doing like I love doing pride shows, and I haven't been
Yeah.
able to do one on my own. So I wanted to take that opportunity. I have like love. I have all kinds of good stuff. So
If
that's
you've still
perfect
got
for me.
space, because I'm in the States, I might
Yeah,
put myself back into
yeah,
it because
yeah.
I one forgot what day I was traveling. If it was
Okay.
Thursday and Friday,
Mhm.
so it's Thursday. I'm actually traveling,
And
but
we
I'm
can
also
share the
traveling.
screen. I have no problem sharing the screen with you. You can.
I could
I mean, I
be
can totally sit in the lobby, but we can definitely
I
be
c-
up in my
I could
room and
be
just do the show. Yeah,
a proud gay black bald
yeah.
woman
I
on
mean,
Friday.
seriously, I've met a bunch of those. So there we go. Like, I mean, I myself have been, I used to work in the neighborhood, so I've been hit on more times than you could know, right? And I'm like,
I
yeah,
used to DJ gay clubs and strip clubs.
hey,
It was a lot of good fun.
like, I, you
Drag
know,
clubs even. Oof,
yeah.
they
I'm
were
telling you, yeah, all
wild.
my whatnot husbands are gay, like, so
Safer
there you
that
go.
way.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, but
Leslie,
okay. Yep,
it's time to go.
I will
I
do
looked earlier to see if there's anyone to raid. I'd love to raid somebody who I had a good connection with, and I think you did as well in uh, Austin, and it's the happiest spot.
Oh,
So
nice, yes, yep,
yeah, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go see her. She's
let's do
live
it.
at the Unpredictable Flea Market. So who knows what
Nice.
we're gonna see?
Yep.
Even if we have bad connection, flood the chat with soap and baguettes.
Baguettes.
If you can get them ready, baguettes and soap, and we'll see you in the next one. I mean, we'll see you this week. Leslie's selling soap,
Yep,
and I'm selling cards and
yep,
all sorts of other stuff.
yep.
Take care of yourselves, everyone. I'll see you soon.